Peace. What's up, family? It's your brother, Mr. Holipsism, coming to you live at 12 noon in New York City. Let me mute that because I'm going to be repeating and echoing and all that other shit if I don't. Well, just wanted to say what's up to y'all, and I wanted to thank you all for helping me hit the 3,000 subscriber mark. Not only did I hit it, y'all crushed it. I'm like at what is it, 3,022 or something like that. So not only did I was a little bit worried because when Friday came, I think I was like 5 away, and I kept getting like 2 or 3 a day up until that point. But then Friday, y'all killed it, and I thank you for that. So I don't have anybody riding shotgun with me yet. I was supposed to be running shotgun with Darian Nesbitt, but he hasn't tuned in yet, so I don't know if he's having issues or what's going on. But in the meantime, what I want to do is announce the winner of the book giveaway. The book is The Art of Systems Thinking. I told you about that on my last video. And I got the winner here who I picked randomly. Now, there's just one thing that I need to know from this winner. Bear with me a second. Hello, Regina Davison. Peace, Black African Power Network. Glad y'all could make it. And I'm going to type the winner's name. Let me go. Oh, I know I did. Oh, there. I thought I closed the window. The winner of the book giveaway is Restless Mind 14. Now that's Restless Mind 14 on Twitter. That's where the hashtag was, where they put the hashtag at. Now, what I need to know from Restless Mind 14 is what is your username on YouTube? Because in order to win the book, you got to be a subscriber to the site, and I couldn't find Restless Mind 14 in my subscriber list. So maybe you go by a different name. So hit me up at holipsism@gmail.com. And let me type that in there because I don't know if they're listening right now. They might be doing something else. It's holipsism@gmail.com. And what I need you to do is send me your mailing address so I can know where to send this book. And I also need, before that even happens, I got to know what your username is so I can see that you're subscribed to my channel. All right. I know you are, but I just need to connect it just for, fairness sake. Thank you, Regina. I'm honored to have reached 3,000, especially considering the fact that I don't really bang out videos on a consistent basis. So I'm glad that people find some value in what I do. And I'm really happy that enough people, I mean, this is a lot for me, like especially considering the amount of work that I put in. Hey, Frederick H, what's up? It's time. Frederick H, I had this is no offense to you at all, but oh man, I've heard that so many times. And it's nothing, like I said, no offense to you. I'm just like so jaded at this point because everybody tells me, "Oh, it's time. I got to meet with you. We got to plan. We got to do this." You know what? Um. Oh, Regina. Yeah. Well, actually, if you go to my channel, I think it's in the about like the links at the top of my YouTube channel is the Twitter link, so you should see it there. I think my Instagram link is there too. Not sure. Brashir. Am I saying that right? Brashir? Good morning. And thank you. But like I was saying, Frederick H, it's like what I'm really interested in is people joining the BAIO social network and letting us know where you are. What state are you in, Frederick H? Peace, Rodney. Big brother R is in the chat room. Frederick H, if you can hear me, what state are you in? And let me see if I can get that BAIO link for you, because it only takes a second to join and there's no money involved. So I don't, like, people are giving me all kind, like one guy wrote me this dissertation in my in my last, well, not my last video, but the video I did before I hit the 3,000. And he went, oh, I had to wait 2 years so I can scout out Dynast and search for Uhuru before I subscribe to his channel. I was like, man, nigga, what's up with that? Like, are you really that important? Like, you're already on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So what's the deal? You're on YouTube anyway. What, you hiding? Because, like, if you don't subscribe to Uhuru, search for Uhuru's channel, they ain't gonna find out that you're a black nationalist. I don't get it. Black said what? Peace. Oh, let me see if Jim Denson, peace. Oh, damn. I'm riding solo today. Nobody's called in. Where are you, Darian? What's up? Where's Frederick H? You done dropped out? Frederick H, what state are you in, brother? While Frederick H is answering that question, does anybody have any questions for me? Because this is a live Q&A. So whatever questions that y'all have, what I was going to do is I was going to have Darian read the questions off or pick questions and give to me. But since I'm here, I'll try to answer whatever questions that y'all have. If it's too personal, I won't answer it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Black said what? So does anybody have any questions? Just type them in the chat room. This is a live Q&A, open discussion, or anything. If it's a question or anything you want to talk about. Now, am I saying this right? Tanoa or Tanya? Is it Tanya or Tanaya 682? Is that Tanya? I think it's Tanya 682. If I'm jacking your name up, please tell me, and I apologize in advance. Oh, I gotta tell you something. This is just an aside. Or if you're listening to this is something you could appreciate. I went to, like, this place is becoming so gentrified, right? There's this cafe type, because you know everywhere white folks go, they gotta open up a cafe. There's a cafe right on the corner that they built. It's a new place. And I've never went in there. It's like, you know, some white folks in there. And I said, you know what, just as a social experiment, let me go in there and just purchase something. Oh, you hear me drinking? Damn, that's bad. I'm drinking some coffee. And that's what made me, actually, Bashir, that's what made me talk about this, me having a sip of this coffee. I went to this place right on the corner. It's on Flatbush. Flatbush, the heart of the hood. And then I said, let me, as a social experiment, let me just go in there and purchase something just to see. So I got a small cup of coffee and a plain croissant. Now, I don't know where all of you guys are and where you live. Type in the chat room, how much does a small cup of coffee and a plain croissant cost you where you live? I mean, even if you don't get coffee or eat croissants, you should know how much it costs. Oh yeah, I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn. Flatbush, right near the park. Of course, yo, son, New York is done. You didn't know? New York is done. Regina, you in Brooklyn? Damn. Black said what? Said about $10 in DC? Are you serious? How do you $10? What the the plain croissant is fucking $5? Bashir is in Los Angeles around $6 for a small cup of coffee. Well, you know, I don't know why I'm so surprised because it cost me like I think it was like $5.70. I will never go there again, but I said let me just go there to see what it is. $5.70 for a fucking small coffee and a plain croissant. Are you kidding me? And we talking about we can do it right here. Yeah, we can do it right here. All right, get ripped off right here. $6. Let's just round it off, Bashir. $6 for a fucking small cup of coffee and a croissant. Are you serious? North Charleston, $5 for each. God damn. So then, if one single croissant is $5, how much if you got a bag of them shits? Like, how much is those little Keurig things? If the coffee is fucking $5, if you got like a box of Keurigs, what's that? 50? God damn, you know. But I thought you would appreciate that, Rodney. Yeah, if you're going like it's so funny. The cart guy right near my job, that same bagel, no, that but not bagel, the same croissant and a small cup of coffee would cost me $2. $1 for the croissant and $1 for the small coffee. $8? Wait, why is Charlotte getting so goddamn expensive? I thought Charlotte was well, you know what? A lot of people are leaving Charlotte and going to Atlanta. Like my cousin just left. He moved from Charlotte to Atlanta. $8 for a small. How much is the small coffee? Maybe this is what's throwing me off. How much is the coffee? Actually, I want to know how much is the coffee and how much is the croissant? Is it split down the middle? Is it like 4 and 4? Which one is more expensive? That's ridiculous. $8? $8 and $10 is fucking crazy. How is it more expensive than New York? But then again, you know what? I haven't been to every spot in New York because all of these little cafe spots I don't really go into because they are so goddamn expensive. So it might be $10 in New York. $4 and $5. That is fucking crazy.
Brother Holip.
Hey! What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Listen, I'm on the job, so I can't
can
really.
See.
Yeah, as you know already, man.
Sharp as a tack there.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You know, now I know I'm on video, but you might see the inside of my jacket pocket a few times. I have to throw you in there.
Oh, no problem.
No problem. So let me just join my. Yeah. So let me join my dude real quick. See what's up, man. Yo, but that's insane, brother. The prices is ridiculous, bro. It don't make no damn sense.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. If I was a homeless person or somebody that didn't have money, New York would be the last place that I would want to be homeless. If I'm gonna be homeless, I'm going to California. Some way, somehow, I'll be in Cali and I'll be a beach bum. Because at least, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. I said the same thing. I said the same exact thing.
I mean, especially during the winter, there's no place rougher, probably like Chicago, maybe.
Word.
But in the winter time. But why the hell would you want to be homeless in New York City during the winter and the fall? That's the worst, man. People die.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I said the same thing that you just said. I'd rather be a beach bum. I'd be in Aruba somewhere.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm not, and I wouldn't even need a house because I'm catching my food. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going fishing, and that's it. Every once in a while, I go in the bank account, give me a steak or whatever if I want that. But other than that,
Regina said that's the reason Cali has so many homeless. Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah,
that's why. Because they thinking just like me. If you're gonna be homeless, I'd rather be there than New York.
For real. Florida too. I've been down to Florida a few times, and I've seen the homeless people, and they some big cats too. Yeah, because they eat.
Yeah.
You
They
know.
should, but you know what, man? It's like this country is so fucking pitiful, man. It's like,
Mm.
despite
Mhm.
how I feel about veterans and the armed services, and not veterans, but the armed services in general,
Right. Right.
there's nothing more honorable than a
Mhm.
soldier. I don't care
Thank you.
if what soldier you are from. If you're representing and putting your life on the
Mhm.
line for your country,
Mhm.
that's the most honorable thing you can do. It doesn't matter what country you're a soldier for. It can
Most
even be an
definitely.
enemy soldier.
Right.
But
Right.
it's just something that says a lot about a person that will put their life on the line. And do you
Mhm.
see how they treat their
Man.
soldiers?
Man. Don't even get me started on this topic, bro. Because I was in the service. You understand? I
Yeah,
served this country for 8 years in the army, and it sickens me every time, especially in New York City. You walk by, different places, and you see homeless vets.
there's
That's the
no
one
excuse for
thing
that.
that pisses me off to no
There's no
end,
excuse
bro.
for
I
that.
get none. You
None.
understand?
And you know
And
what?
this is how you
And you know
treat.
what they
Hmm.
said? They said that
Hmm.
you can clear up the homeless problem.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was the United States.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say the United States. I won't say the world. The United States. They
Okay.
said if you can clear up the homeless situation with
Hmm.
30 billion.
Right.
So we're not even talking about all of the homeless. Why not take care of your fucking veterans and your soldiers
Facts.
first off the bat?
Facts.
There should be
Exactly.
no soldier on the streets. That's a
Nah.
damn disgrace.
It is.
But then
It's
again,
disgusting.
this is the country
Hmm.
that you represent.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah. And
deserve your loyalty to begin with.
basically, and I'm actually ashamed, to be honest. I really am. I mean, my time in the military was, I'm not gonna lie, I had fun, and it's something that I enjoyed while I was in it.
Hmm.
But looking at it on a much more broader scale, man, I wouldn't do it never again, never again, because this country is full of shit. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? It
you
really
got it.
is. It really is full of shit, and you're gonna think I'm crazy for saying this, and your listeners might think I'm crazy for saying this, but dude, I am so waiting. I was hoping that North Korea would drop some fucking nuclear bomb on this country. I'm dead ass, yo. I'm not even joking around, my dude. When I say it, people look at me like I'm nuts, and I'm like, yo, I'm serious. It's a fucking heart attack. I was so waiting for that day. It's not even funny. It's
Mm.
not even funny because I'm tired of shit. I'm tired, yo, bro. I'm tired. I hate this country with every fiber in my being, man. You have no idea. Just today, man. Just today. I have
What happened?
some yo, bro, man. This shit was ridiculous, man. I go to Rite Aid to get some water, and some vitamin water as well. So I'm at the cashier, and this is, and I'm not trying to be funny, or I don't think that I'm against Spanish people, because I'm not. But this one Spanish chick, I don't know. Maybe she's mad because she's not at the gay pride parade. I don't know. But for whatever reason, she had an attitude with me for no reason, dude. No reason. I'm like, what the hell? What did I do something to you in an alternate life? I'm just like, come on, this is ridiculous. I gotta feel standing there. I'm paying a paying customer. I gotta feel uncomfortable because of your fucking issues.
Yeah.
Come on, that
I
shit pissed
usually
me
get, you
off,
know what I
dude.
get? I get either that or I get totally
Hmm.
ignored like I'm a piece of the
Right,
furniture.
right. I get that too. Exactly.
And then that's when the elbows have to come out and and the stiff arms and stuff,
Yeah,
and then people start looking at you like you crazy.
exactly. The shit
And
is
I
yo.
stop them. I stop them like, and
Mm,
I remember the last confrontation I got into was with a sister,
mm,
unfortunately.
mm,
And I think you
mm.
heard about this because I posted it on Facebook after it had happened.
Okay,
I'm
I probably
on the
did.
line, right?
Yeah.
And I'm behind another sister.
Hmm.
This sister, like the way that it was, the supermarket is like they had the line there, and then right
Hmm.
next to it, like they got this sort of like a pharmacy booth thing, but there's a person behind it that can take orders too,
Okay.
and it's right next to it. So she's
Okay.
floating over there, waiting for that situation to get cleared up, and I'm behind the sister.
Hmm.
So they take care of the sister. I move up to go, and this lady comes and jumps right in front of me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now my thing was, if the sister would have went, yo, brother, can you let me go? Because I only got this. No problem. I was
No
off of
problem.
work. It was no
Right.
issue at all.
Right.
But this she comes and cuts in front of me like I'm not even there. And I had to say, yo, do you see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, what she did, she started getting loud. And I said,
Oh,
maybe
come on
somebody
now.
better tell your ass that I'm from Brooklyn, too. That shit don't work on that loud shit. What you think, I'm white, nigga?
Right. Yeah.
You raising your voice don't mean a goddamn thing to me.
Yo, man. This shit
And
is insane,
I
my
barked
dude.
on her so bad, like the people in the store started laughing.
Right. Right.
And then I guess she got ashamed, and then she kind of backed down. I'm like, don't try. First of all, don't bark on me. Nobody. Ain't no man or woman barking on me in the public.
Nah.
And what, you expect me to back down like I'm a fucking white boy?
Exactly. Man, it's just ridiculous. And it's a shame that I was a sister too. It's a damn
Yeah.
shame.
It's like
You
I don't
understand?
hate to get into that, man.
Yeah, yeah, so do I, man.
Just
But
acknowledge me. That's all I'm saying. Has she just said, listen, can I skip in front of you? Sure.
that's
I've
it.
let women skip in front of me all the time. What's the fucking big deal? Like
It's
what that's
there
gonna
is none.
take? An extra
But there
one
is none.
minute off my life?
Exactly. But there is no big deal about it. Had you just come correct or whatnot, it'd have been no problem. It'd have been no problem. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have
but
been an
don't just
issue.
treat me like I'm a person. Act like I'm
Right.
there.
Well, unfortunately, brother, unfortunately, in this country, we're not. We're not. That's just what it is, man. It's sad. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you another story, man, as it relates to something like that. Um, Again, here we go. I don't know what it is about these pharmacies that I go to here in Manhattan. I don't know what it is, but however, I go one night, and this is before I'm getting off work on a Sunday, and I
Mhm.
go into Wayne Reed on 42nd Street. Now it's pretty empty. Everything's cool. You know, you got a couple, like two people ahead of me, and they already had two cashier spots, so they're being taken care of.
Right.
So now I'm next online. I'm waiting by the sign that says, you know, you got to wait here to be next. All of a sudden, out of the blue, here we go. You know, one of these Euro trash motherfreakers come and just stroll right by me and is waiting like right in back of the paying customers back, right behind them. and bypasses me. So I'm looking like, excuse me, sir, you know the line starts here, right? So he looked at me, and then you know what he said? He said, oh, I didn't know that you were waiting online. Really? Really? So I'm just standing here. I'm just a well-dressed security guard here at Dwayne Reed, but I'm just standing here. Yeah, okay. So then I just didn't even pay him no mind. I just like casually strolled up towards him, and I didn't touch him, but I put my hand like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I went to the next cashier that was available. So then, and this is no lie, Holip. This is no lie, dude. He said something so slick and disrespectful towards me. I can't even tell you what he said exactly. All I know is that put me at a rage. I was raging at that
And
point.
it
I
don't
mean,
take, I know you. It don't take long for you to
yeah,
go to
yeah,
0 to
yeah.
100. So
Yeah.
did you get
So,
arrested that day or something?
yo, not no. Thank God one of my associates was with me because I was in the dude's face like this, and I'm saying, say something else. Say
I
something
know.
else. I dare you.
I knew it.
And dude just backed off because he wasn't saying nothing. And I gotta thank. I also want to give praise to the sisters, the cashiers. They're all sisters, and there was another one, another sister that was a friend of, I guess, of the cashier. I want to thank them because they were like, you know, you were right, but we didn't want to see you go to jail. That's why, because my hands were like literally shaking trying to pay for stuff. You
Yeah.
understand? Because I so wanted to take out all my frustrations on this guy's face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this one sister that really made me laugh. She was like, oh shit, brother, you took away my world star moment or whatnot. So I was like, get ready to film it. I was like, nah, you're not gonna put me on those damn world star. You can forget that. That's not gonna. So it kind of brought me down. And I appreciate that they brought me down from that high level I was at. But the bottom line
You
is,
gotta
man, yo,
love the
dude,
sisters, man.
you gotta love them, man. You gotta love them, no question about that. But the thing that killed me, my dude, was the fact that yo, these people coming from overseas, they already see us in a certain type of way, negatively, obviously, you know, and they think they could just do whatever they want without any
Mhm.
type of consequences. You know what I'm saying? And it just really gets me so angry. Right now, I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like, mentally, I'll be honest with you, I'm not good right now, dude. I'm not, man.
I
I'm not in a
understand,
good
man.
spot mentally. I'm really not. I'm ready to just like, I don't want to go to jail, but at the same time, I'm ready to like literally pop off at any time because I'm
Yo,
seriously unhinged.
yo, how are you at the point where you able to leave here just on vacation, maybe for like a week or
Hmm.
so? because I want to go. I see. Well, I've narrowed it down. It's more than likely. It looks like I'm going to go to South Africa. I know Dinah said he doesn't really like South Africa, but the problem is I got too many people there that's been asking me to come, so I don't feel right going to Africa and not going there. So I'm probably going to go to South Africa.
Okay.
If I don't go to South Africa, it's either going to be Angola or it's going to be Namibia.
Okay.
So if you want to come to any of those spots, just let me know. Because we can roll and go together.
Yeah. I'll let you know for sure, brother, because, dude, I just can't be here. I don't see myself being free here. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The way I feel right now, at some point, I'm gonna go to jail.
Yeah, you need to get away, man.
I feel it. Yeah.
If you're in New York, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're in New York and you haven't been on vacation, you are literally like clinically insane.
Yeah,
you got to get out of here at least twice a year.
I was about to say the same thing.
At the very least, get out of here. And I mean, get out of New York.
Out of New York, exactly. Don't be one of those people that don't want to extend, beyond the corner, beyond your neighborhood. You got to get out your community. You got to get out the state.
New York has. Yo, I'm gonna tell you how much of a New Yorker I am, son. I'm such a New Yorker. When I'm on a plane, they don't even have to announce when we over New York.
Right.
I'm dead serious. When I'm on a plane and I'm coming back home, they don't even have to announce when we over New York, because you could just feel it.
You feel it for sure. You're right. Because I feel the same way. I have that same feeling.
And when I'm outside of New York, I rest, but I sleep so well. Like when I go to like North Carolina, I sleep like a damn baby out there.
Wow. Look at that. You know what I mean? Look at that. I'm just saying, it's crazy, my dude. It's I just like you said, take Brother Holip's advice. When you go on vacation, get away from New York. You understand?
Got to.
Definitely. Twice.
I mean, I'm speaking as a New Yorker. I know the people in the chat room is probably in other areas of the country, but I imagine it is just as bad. I would suggest people try to get out of wherever they're at least twice a year. And if you can get out of the country, that's even better.
Even better, bro. Even better.
I mean, I would suggest that if you can get out of the country, even if you can go to a damn, Caribbean island or the Virgin Islands. If you don't want to go to Africa, just get out of United States.
You have to, for your own sanity, because, bro, I'm going to take a little cruise coming up next month. I think in July 21st I'll be leaving from Miami, going to the Eastern Caribbean. And I'm going for like about 5 days, man. And I can't wait, man, because I cannot deal with this, man. I got to get somewhere with some serious relaxation, on the beach, the water, taking different activities. I have to, man, because the climate here is bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably bad for the other people in the chat room, what part of the country they're from. But as far as New York, it's bad, man. It's bad. It is bad for people of color. Make no mistake, it's bad, bro.
Yeah. And why do you think? And what they've done is they've given these people a license, like especially these white women. They got a license. They know that all I got to do is pick up a phone and you'll be dead, nigga.
Right. I mean, you see the videos on Facebook all the time. You get these women on the phone and they just ready to. An 8-year-old kid, a girl, selling water. Seriously? And you want to call about a permit? Come on, man.
Yo, Frederick H. What state are you in? I don't know if you answered that question, but I missed it. Oh, and 999,660. Peace. I didn't miss your peace. Peace to everybody else. I made in the red my enforcer for the chat room.
Okay. Okay.
She's my enforcer. No doubt. In the red, I want you to act with extreme prejudice when you see a Negro pop their head up. I won't try to control you in any way, shape, or form. You are on your own. Just cut heads.
I love it. That's hilarious, dude. You know what I mean? That is straight hilarious, bro.
But yo, I want to say something. Can you have time before you have to go?
Yeah. I got time. I got a little
I want to
time.
speak on this is not so much BAIO etiquette, but mainly like just internet group etiquette. I used to tell people like some people back in the days, they used to think, well, let me get a website and go to get a domain name, and I'm gonna put up a website, and then I'm just gonna blow up, and it don't work that way.
No.
And building up a platform is a job like any other job.
Right.
And one of the things about groups, when you have a group type situation, like in our social network or any group, when you first start off, you're going to be just putting in content and trying to build up, subscribers. And it's going to feel like you're basically talking to yourself.
Pretty much.
Thank you, Kwame. Thank you. Thank you, Mad Ninjas. And it's just like, it's one of those things where you keep doing it and keep doing it, whatever it is, whatever your content is, you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And then eventually what's going to happen is that stuff that you did is going to permeate throughout the web. And then one day you're going to get a video and it's going to get hit like crazy. And that's the way it always happens. It's like you get around and you keep doing something, and then eventually some people will, because I saw it, like I gave an example recently. It's this guy, this white guy, heavyset guy. His name is Robert Storms. And he did a video about the Black Panther movie when it came out, and the video blew up because he was comparing the Black Panther to the DCU. And it was a funny video. He's a funny guy. And for some reason, that video just touched a nerve with people, and he just blew up from that. Like he had like a maybe 1,500 subscribers before that, and he was doing it for about 4 or 5 years. And then he got this one video and blew up, and now I think he has like 14,000 or something subscribers. And I went back. So then when I like stories like that, because I went back to see what his channel was before he blew up, and his format is exactly the fucking same. He didn't change anything.
Nothing.
The same way he presented his content before was the same way he's doing it now. It's just that people caught on to it and then it blew up. So it's just another example. Is you just got to keep working,
Well,
Thank you, Kwame.
I gotta tell you, man. You already know with our stuff. We do the sports thing in the paint.
Oh, man, please! Before you say another word. Yo, listen. I'm gonna put the. Let me see if I can get the link for them. Hold on.
Thank you,
brother. Y'all got it. Please support in the paint, Big Brother R and Max 611, because it's disgraceful, man.
Yeah, it really is, man.
It really is disgraceful. I'm gonna post the link in the chat room. This is the sports
thank you so much,
show.
Man.
Click on this and subscribe, because their viewership is just ridiculous.
It is. It's embarrassing, man. And
they got 400 people in their Facebook group and 147 subscribers on their YouTube channel. That's unacceptable to me.
Unacceptable.
How long does it take to click a goddamn link or to hit the subscription button? How long does that take?
Yeah. Frustrating. Very frustrating. And
but anyway, go to what you were saying. I just wanted to put that out there.
No, please. Listen, I appreciate it. And listen, man, I have so much love for you, brother, because you keep me pushing. You understand? Because there's times where I just throw up my hands and I damn near want to give up, or I do want to give up. And I'm like, well, why am I killing myself? Why am I knocking myself out for? Nobody's really listening. Nobody's really appreciating this. Nobody's subscribing. I say the same thing 1,000 fucking times, and it's not even. I'm not even getting any type of responses, which is.
You got in the red. She should just subscribe.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. I mean, you have no idea what that really means to me. I mean,
Regina just subscribed.
Thank you again.
Oh man, I don't want to jack this name up. Is GMAINEUS? I'm not gonna jack your name up, but they subscribe too.
Thank you. That's cool. Listen, I appreciate you guys that just subscribed and just listening to myself and Brother Holip, man. And it's just so frustrating, man. See, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a guy. If you're doing something and I know you, I'm gonna support you
exactly
the best I can. You understand? Because I'm not that type that's gonna give you lip service and not put any action behind my words. That's
Mm-hmm.
BS. That's BS. And it just really ticks me off to no end, man. And again, I thank you because you've been definitely a mouthpiece for us. You understand what I'm saying? And you've been putting work in for us, and I truly appreciate everything. And that's what
Thank
keeps
you.
me going. You understand?
Thank
That's
you.
what keeps me going, my dude, because I'm just like, wow. But how is like, dude, just keep putting out content, keep putting out content. He's always behind me and pushes me to do that, and I do it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Despite
And
what I may
just to
want to
let the
feel.
people know,
Mm-hmm.
the topics that I touch on my
Mm-hmm.
channel, they touch on in the paint. It's not just
Yes.
sports.
No.
They don't just talk
No.
about sports. Like a lot of the clips that you see on my channel is from
Mm-hmm.
shows that I did with them.
Right.
So, if you're not, because I'm not really like, I'm not into sports like I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like on a cursory level, a casual level now. But
Mm-hmm.
the main reason why I call in is to support my brothers, and
Thank
also
you.
because they talk about socioeconomic and political issues on top of the sports. And actually, they cover that aspect within the sports talk
Mm-hmm.
as well. So
Right.
it's a good show. Y'all should definitely
Thank you.
subscribe and hit the notification button so when they come, and they're gonna get more and more into the YouTube live thing because they're
Yes.
transitioning away from Blog Talk Radio because Blog
Mm-hmm.
Talk Radio sucks.
It does. It does. It is horrible. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But again, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for the new subscribers. I can't remember all you guys' names right now, so please forgive me. But I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really, truly, truly appreciate that. It means so much to me. It makes me feel good that my work isn't just being ignored. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I truly appreciate that because that means so much, man. It really does. So so I understand what you're talking about, man. When you say you gotta keep putting content out there. You
Yeah,
have to
man.
keep it
Just
up.
keep doing it, and
You
and
know?
once you get your partner in line, everything will be
Yeah.
fine. I won't say
Yeah.
nothing. I won't say nothing. That's my brother.
Exactly.
That's my brother. I won't say
Yeah,
nothing.
no doubt, no
But
doubt. You gotta love that
once you
guy.
get everything in line, then
Right.
you guys is gonna take off.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm amazed at your 3,000. Actually, you have more than 3,000 because you had over 2,000 before they
Yeah,
shut you
I would
down.
say that my total subscribers is somewhere
Hmm.
near 6,000. What
Look at
threw
that.
me off is getting suspended for like a year plus.
Hmm.
It must have been more than a year.
I think
Because like
so.
it was so funny. I didn't even know that my channel was reactivated. I just happened to go back
Hmm.
to it, and then I said, "Oh
Hmm.
shit!" Like I got my videos. I'm like, "Oh snap! I'm
How
back."
about that, huh? How about exactly?
So I thought they banned you like forever, but I guess it's
Right.
like a time frame. Like they'll suspend you for a while, and then you can come
Hmm.
back. But it had to have been more than a year
I think it was, to be perfectly honest.
because I had
You know.
almost I think it was like 3,500 or something like that.
Mm.
And then when I got suspended, I opened up the other channel,
Hmm.
and that I think I had almost 2,000 there.
Hmm.
So all told, I got probably somewhere around 5,500 to
55.
6,000 subscribers all told.
Okay.
But it's hard, like if and I understand because once a channel has been suspended, very rarely does it come back. Like there's people that I had subscribed to, and I actually like their content, and they just disappeared off the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
You know?
Hmm. Definitely, man. Brother,
Yeah.
like I said, man, I just want the BAIO to just take off. And I even listen, man. You guys do such great work. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame that we all can't get together like we should and get this mission completed.
Oh, thank you for the segue.
You're welcome.
Because that's what I want to talk about. Like I was saying that,
Hmm.
about the groups and how the groups work
Yes.
online. There's an etiquette to groups. Oh, Kyla Genesis is in the chat room. Peace, Kyla.
Peace, brother.
Um, there's an etiquette to how groups work and how they operate. And I compare it, it's no different than a home. When you go to somebody's home,
Hmm.
do you just come in, barge your way past them, give them the shoulder, go flop on their couch, throw your feet up on the table and say, "Where's the food at? When we eating?
Right.
What you making? I want to know what I'm having for dinner." Man, nigga, shut. Who the fuck are you? You lucky you don't get fucked up doing that shit.
Hmm.
And this is what we keep like, and keep in mind, I would say that that's a very small percentage of the people that come into the BAIO. It's a very small percentage. I don't want to make it seem, I don't want to take a molehill and blow it up into a mountain, but I do want to point that out, that people will come into the group and they're talking about, well, we need to know what the plan is. What country we going to? What land? What governments you talking? I'm like, and the first thing I say is, nigga, who are you? Who are you? Where do you live? What state do you live in?
Mhm.
What do you do? What's your profession? Have you spoken to anybody in your state within the BAIO? Does anybody in your state know who the fuck you are?
Right.
There's a process when you social. That's why it's called a social network. It's certain things that just not socially acceptable. You don't come into a group barking orders and trying to find out, well, where the land at. Man, shut the fuck up. The land is
Oh
nowhere
man.
for you.
Yeah.
And that's what they
Yep.
do. It's like, and like Carla was speaking about this. I heard the show, Carla, good show with you and Dynast. And I heard Carla speaking about the show. Oh man, I got to ask you a question, Carla, because there was something that you said that I needed some clarification on, but I'll deal with that later. Nothing bad. But Carla said something about guys hitting him up and trying to friend him. And he says that his antenna goes up the moment he like the moment they start trying to request his friendship, and the first thing he's looking for is the time when they're going to flip on him. And I feel the
Yeah.
exact same way,
Yep. Yep.
because it's
Exactly.
happened to me too many times. There was one guy who
Mm-hmm.
came into our group, and I'll say his name. What was it, Laquan, Kala? I think that was his name. I tend to forget when disruptive people. But he came in and caused so much disruption within the
Wow.
BAIO, and then he had his little fan club in there. So then they started taking sides with him. Well, why you? Well, all he's doing is asking questions. Why don't you know? I'm like, get the fuck out of
Oh
here,
man,
man.
come on, dude. You serious with that
We
bullshit?
we put out what our about us section is. LaQuay, yeah. We put out our about us section,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to read that about us section before you even come into the group. And there's certain questions that we ask. Now,
Okay.
if you don't agree with the about us section and what the mission statement of the group is, then what the fuck are you in the group for? What, you trolling? You
Yep.
spamming? You coming into the group so you can try to put your information in and recruit people from within
Mm.
our forum? Nah, nigga, that ain't happening.
Nah.
Yes, there
Wow.
is a BAIO in Texas. What? How do you say your name? Is it Germanus? Germanus? I'm sorry if I'm jacking your name up. I apologize. But yes,
Mm.
there is a Texas chapter of the BAIO. Just join the group and join that chapter. Actually, I think the top states right now is New York and Georgia, California, Florida, and Texas, I believe.
Mm.
And shockingly, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I didn't think. I was like, wow.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I'm like, hold up, seriously?
Black African Power Network. No, you're not the only one in London. But the problem is, I'm getting people. I'm having a hard time getting people within the group to actually sign up to their chapter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish more people would sign up to their chapter. But there's about
Right.
400 members in the group, but not a lot of those members have signed into that particular chapter within
Hmm.
the group. So
Right.
that's what we're
I know
trying to do now.
I had a problem with that before. I didn't even see
Yeah,
that, to be honestly, but I just recently did. And because you see it though, right, Holip?
yeah. MD, damn. It's Frederick H. If you're an MD, please join. There's a DC chapter. Let me tell you, I haven't created. I think I've pretty much created all the popular states. But if there's a state in there that hasn't been created, just let me know and I'll create it. Because actually, I created some last night for the country codes. Like I
Oh.
created Senegal,
Oh, okay.
Angola. What else did I do? South Africa. Couple of country chapters in there.
Hmm.
But right now, I don't have all of them because not all of them there's not a lot of people in those other countries or in those other states. But I don't care if it's one person. If you're in that
Right.
state, I'll create the chapter for you, and then we could just build from there. I did Namibia, Naret. That's what I did. I did that this morning. But yeah, man, that's the thing. It's like what we really want you to do is we want to be me and Kala and the rest of us are just administrators. We get together and we pool our resources together to pay for the site. And what we want is for the site to grow out of control. We don't want to control anything. We just want to, the only reason why that LaQuay dude got barked on and kicked out the group is because he came in with another agenda. And it wasn't just him, it was another guy too.
Wow.
Who came to me on some, my brother. And then all of a sudden I became all kinds of disingenuous bitch ass niggas. When he didn't, because that's what they do. They come in, oh, I want to do this and I want to meet with you. And then they start flipping on you because they was never about what your philosophy was or your mission statement was to begin with.
Right.
Which is something that I find odd because I don't do that.
No. Absolutely
I don't
not.
do that. Once a person lets me know what their agenda is and what their mission is, then I go, either I'm down with that or I'm not down with it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if I'm not down with it, why am I going to go into their forum to try to recruit their members? If I'm not down with what you're about, why would I do that?
Well, that should be a red flag anyway, because they're being totally disingenuous.
Oh, and Black said what? Don't donate anything. I know that sounds kind of strange, but we don't want no donations from the general public right now. The administrators are basically, we have enough to maintain the site and pay for the site. No need for no donations yet. I understand, and that's cool and everything, but we don't need it right now because until we establish the infrastructure to start doing that, I don't want to take no funds from the public because that's all we need right now. Because that's the first thing these niggas will start saying. Oh, yeah. Oh, these BAIO, you took my money. Okay, nigga. Okay.
Right.
But thank you for the offer. Thank you.
You already know.
We to be honest with you, more than a donation, joining your state chapter and bringing other people into your chapter from your state so that y'all can get together in your because we want these state chapters to be autonomous. It ain't like somebody's gonna come through like a supervisor or whatever. You already know what the BAIO mission statement is. You already know that it's land infrastructure nationhood. As long as you kicking that and you ain't going too far off the reservation, we cool. And as a matter of fact, the logos are freely available in the group. Anybody could take that, make t-shirts, put it on your profile. Oh man, that's so beautiful. I wish that I was on. I know Minister DeWoo said this. He likes when he goes into the chat room and he sees all BAIO logos.
Yeah.
I love that. When you see like the state chapters and the logos or in the usernames. I love that. That's all for free, man.
Right.
That's all stuff you can do for free. You change your profile picture to a BAIO of your state chapter or the Afrikstan. So that way, when you go into some people, eventually people are going to start saying, "What's the hell is this BAIO shit?"
Exactly.
I wanted to get out of control and go viral because we don't even know. To be honest with you, we don't know which state is going to kick this thing into overdrive. It could be New York. It could be Georgia. It could be a state that's not even populated right now.
Right.
But it's going to be an organic process, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be an organic process. We're not forcing anything. We're not trying to be no overseers to this. We want BAIO and LIN to grow out of our control.
There you go.
That's
it. There you go. For sure.
And our intentions are pure. So nobody can say, do you see any super chats on this? If in case nobody believes me, I can't do a super chat even if I wanted to because my shit is demonetized.
Right.
Demonetized and demonetized purposefully because that was my middle finger to YouTube. Fuck YouTube. That's damn it, I missed an opportunity. That's what I was gonna title this show. I totally
Right.
forgot that. The title
You
of the
know what?
show, y'all, was going to be 3,000 subscribers.
Uh-huh.
Fuck YouTube.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me ask you a question, Holip, man, since this is a Q&A session. Now, you brought up something about being pure, you know, the whole BAIO, being pure and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Let me throw out something crazy. Do you think that's the reason why some people are opposed to that? Maybe
Yes.
because this is too good to be real, so to
Yeah.
speak, that type of situation?
Yeah. Like some guy had hit me in a comment. I showed it to Kala. Yo,
Hmm.
speaking of which, Kala, man, I'm worried about you, son, for real. Because I can understand you coughing every now and then, but every time I hear you on the show, you like, I really, really think you
Mm.
need to take care of whatever that is and go to the doctor, the hospital, or do something, because that's not normal. And what made me even think about that is Dev, and I don't want to even put that
Mm.
out there,
Hmm.
but that stuff has to be looked into. Don't just take that for granted, man.
Yeah.
Go to the doctor and find out what the fuck is going on, because you've been
Yeah.
coughing for months now.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like if people in the chat room can confirm this, like on most of Dinet's shows, I hear him coughing.
Hmm.
So he needs to just take care of yourself, brother, because I want you to
Yeah.
stick around.
Yeah, brother. Please do that, man. Stay on top of that, please.
Yeah.
You know. Hmm.
But what were you saying, Rod?
No, yeah, I was talking about the whole too good to be real aspect of it. You know,
Hmm.
where
Yeah, people
people
don't like
question.
that. People don't like. See, the thing is, they don't know what to do with me, and I'm talking
Yeah.
about me in particular. They don't know what to do with me, man.
Hmm. Yeah, this is
They
true.
don't know what to do with me.
Nah, they have no
Because
idea.
they don't know how to quite, and that's the reason why, if you notice, nobody really does any videos about me unless they're fucking insane or retarded or escaped from a mental institution. I don't want to mention no names,
Right, right, right.
but there's a couple of mental patients on YouTube that have done some videos about me years ago, and I think it has like 99 views,
Right.
which is what I
Ridiculous.
always said. Like, I don't mind a nigga talking about me, but can you have
Mhm.
an audience? Maybe if
Right.
you have an audience, I can get some of your subscribers if they come and
Right.
listen to my videos. But if you did a video about me years ago, and you only got 99 or 100 and something views,
Right.
shit, you might as well not even wasted your time.
Exactly. Hey, hey, brother, listen, I'm gonna have to cut out right now because I'm getting into a loud area, so I don't want to mess up the flow.
No
You
problem.
understand? So
Mhm.
I'm gonna break
I
out, but
wonder
I'm
what
gonna
the
try to
hell
be in the
happened to
chat room.
Darian, man.
Uh-oh.
Darian actually
Ah,
hit me up and said, "Yo, we on today?" I'm like, "Yeah, son," and
yeah,
now he's
yeah.
not even here.
Not even here. But like I said, when I get a chance, I'll definitely call back if you're still on. Okay, brother?
No doubt. Thank you,
All right,
bro.
kid. Hey, no problem. Peace, brother.
Peace. Yeah, that was Big Brother R from In the Paint. Um, yeah, Regina, talk to Kala because it don't sound like you're in good health. Good health would not have you doing that every single time you're on the radio. So just check it out. Get a doctor. Oh, actually, go to the group. I sent it in the BAIO private. You know, the admin chat. Kala is there. The link is right there. But yeah, okay. Anybody have any questions? This is a Q&A. So anybody got any questions for me or any questions in general or any topics that you want me to touch on? Just type it out in the chat room and I will try my best to answer the question or touch on the topic if I know anything about it. Oh, let me just, while you're doing that, I just want to announce the winner again. The winner of the free book, the book giveaway, Holip's hashtag, is Restless Mind 14 on Twitter. RESTLE. Oh, let me post it in the chat room. Restless Mind. Now, the only thing Restless Mind 14 needs to do is hit me up at Holipsism, HOLIPSISM @gmail.com, and let me know what your YouTube username is so I can just confirm that you're a subscriber to my channel. After that, all you got to do is just send me your mailing address and I'll hit you up with that book. Jim Denson, what professions we lacking in the BAIO in general we need? I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that we're lacking in it, but I would say that we need clerical administrative type skills at this point. Because the problem is I'm limited into how much time I can invest in the website. And I don't have the time because between my job and the productions that I'm doing. Oh wait, who's here? Who's that? Is that Colin?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother? What's up,
Hey.
brother? Now you'll notice that I'm not coughing now.
I hope so, man. I'm worried about you, son.
I got a lot of fluid out of me last night. You know, I got just got on my right medication. Took a lot of fluid out of me last night, and coughing only happens when I'm nervous and I'm angry or I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? Raise my blood pressure up a little bit. And some of the doctor told me I have. You know, when I get excited and I get I'll go do a whole show, right? It'll be like an hour into the show, then I'll start coughing. That's because I'm getting really excited and whatnot. My blood pressure, my
so you have been to the doctor then?
Oh yeah. Doctor tells me he tells me what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's got I got a little bit. I got a heart condition. But I'm monitoring it. But the thing is,
please do that, man.
Trust me. I'm on it.
Because I never forget. Like I want people to know this. Kala was the last person I spoke to before Dev. I had to call the EMS on Dev. And it's so crazy because I was on the phone with you, and I'm telling you, Kala, literally, after I hung up the phone with you, after you asked me how's Dev doing, I went into the living room. He was on the couch, and I was looking at him like, "Whoa, son, you don't look good." Yeah. And I said, "Should I call the thing?" And he's like, "Nah." And then I saw him, and I said, "Nah, fuck that. I'm calling him."
Yeah.
And that's when the whole thing went down.
Yeah.
You
think about something, brother Holip, right? You still got these people. I had this. Something. One thing about these chat rooms, like we do these shows with Dice and everything, we need somebody monitoring these chat rooms, right? And so therefore, stupid comments and everything are written down, so we can address them a couple of days later, whatever like that. I go back through the show. You ever look at that and you read the chat rooms? I'm like, how did I miss that stupid thing? Like they get away with something. Some fool actually said, "Y'all talk about all this infrastructure. What we need to do is go to Africa and just live natural. We don't need hospitals. We don't need nothing."
Oh, get the fuck out of here! I'm telling you, I've been done with them celestial waters, sun, moon, and stars niggas a long time ago. Because they full of shit.
Check this out. Right now, what we have in Virginia? We have a growth of hogweed. You ever heard of hogweed before?
Hogweed?
Hogweed. They're big, giant plants. You know what I'm saying? Like a pitcher plant, big, giant plant that are popping up in Virginia. And it's a state of emergency in Virginia. Hogweed not only destroys other trees and everything like it's natural. It ain't something by science. It ain't technology that created it. It just grows naturally. It's like poison ivy, poison oak, whatever like that. Hogweed, if it touches your skin, can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Break out in rash can kill you. And you don't even know. Sometimes you could be growing in your bushes, in your garden and everything. You don't know where it popped up. You know what I'm saying? But they showed me a picture of it, so I know. Well, in fact, I'm going to take that picture and do an article on it and blog so people know if they see this plant. You can be walking through the woods or anything like that. It usually happens in fields, like fields that are not tended to, right? But that's nature. You know what I'm saying? People are saying, "Oh, let's get back to nature." Nature will kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You see the lava flowing in Peru, in Hawaii? That ain't friggin' man. That's nature. You know what I'm saying? I will stick with man and technology and all my modernization in a minute over nature. Now, I like going to the country and we can go ham camping and everything for a weekend. I live in upstate New York. We used to go camping and fishing and hunting all the time. But I like going back to a house. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In a few days, you know what I'm saying?
Why is it this all or nothing thing? I said this about people. This is something that we get into these things, and we become obsessive compulsive with it. Like, all right, perfect example. Now, keep in mind, I'm not insulting meat lovers, and I'm not insulting vegans either.
Oh, I know where you go with this.
But I'm saying this: how you can tell what an animal should be eating by the shape of its teeth.
Yeah.
Carnivores have a certain shape to their teeth that means that they should be eating meat. That's what they meat. They're meat eaters.
Mm-hmm.
Herbivores have a certain shape to their teeth because that's what they eat, herbs. Human beings are omnivores. Our teeth are designed to eat meat and vegetables.
Yep.
So that's what we should be eating.
And not only that, but when you do eat meat, you get this guilt that you are evil. Then not only that, heck, people talk about vegan, right? If you meat is so bad, why do you got vegan steaks? You know what I'm saying?
But you know what, Paula? It's on both sides. I see meat eaters do it, and I see vegans do it. It's like you're both wrong. You got to eat a balanced diet.
Yeah, but but the thing is, the meat eaters want to be left alone. The vegans are like the evangelical Christians. We got to witness to you. You know what I'm saying? We got to convert. That's another thing. You know, look, this is another thing we'll like about the BAO. Don't come in here with your evangelicalizing of this thing. Land infrastructure nation. Now, if you have a certain thing, vegans, fine, that's fine. If people might want to join you, fine. But don't proselytize and try to bring somebody to your religion. That's a religion. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Your religion.
To be honest with you,
or whatever like that, you know?
That's the beautiful thing about the BAIO is that if you're in that group, you better be about land, infrastructure, and nationhood. We don't care about your religion. We don't care about all these other little side issues and these personal issues. It's about land, infrastructure, nationhood. We're very focused in there. And that's why it's very hard for somebody to come into the group and disrupt it or take it off in another path. It doesn't happen.
No, we don't want to talk about this, that, the other. People have different versions of the faith. Some people believe in polygamy. Some people believe in traditional family. I believe in traditional family.
Yeah.
Let's have that debate. And I know for the moment, it really comes down to it. People want the modern family. If you want a modern family, you're gonna have one man, one wife, whatever, and 2.2 children. That's where we're going. You know what I'm saying? We're not, living in 15th century Africa, whatever like that, because you gotta have modern landlords. You get a divorce, every one of your wives gonna take all your shit, right? So you're gonna think twice about I want 5 wives, whatnot. You're gonna have 5 people taking over your shit when they decide to get out of the marriage.
Oh. I'm sorry. Bear with me a second. I think Jim Henson asked me the question about what it is we're lacking, and I was starting to answer, and then I got off track.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, I think our issue is just clerical administrative. If Carl is on the phone, so he can back me up on this.
Yeah,
we need somebody to maintain the site more than we can dedicate our time to doing.
Right.
And it really doesn't require a whole lot. Like we have right now, Jonathan Hill is working on our spreadsheet because we downloaded all of the information for the members in there. And what we're trying to do is put everybody in their own chapter. So that way we know everybody is in that group should be in either their state chapter or their country chapter, so that we know how many people are in each state that are interested in nationhood. And then we can start building from there.
Right.
Because what we want is for somebody to we want one of the states to have a meet and greet that can be, visually documented, like videotape, photographed, or whatever. And then that can start the other ones going off. We don't know which one is going to be first. I tried to do it in New York first, but then my mom passed, and then a whole series of bullshit went down with me, and I couldn't do it because I didn't have the time to do it.
Right.
But
the beauty about this is this is not going to be your ordinary black meetup and everything like that. When these meet and greets happen and everything, we're talking about something tangible, land influence. That's real. That ain't talking about going there, talking about we're going to bring on the beast. We're talking about this. And then you have a meeting, you videotape it, and nothing ever gets accomplished. What are we going to do? Well, y'all just had like 5 meetings last year. You brought thousands of people out. You collected money and everything. You still ask about what's the direction we got to go to? With the BAI, we have those meetings and everything like that. There's going to be a real movement on the ground going, affecting things globally. You know what I'm saying? So we're putting right things in place, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we do have meetings where they're effective. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk away from it like, oh, I don't know what to do yet. You're going to know what to do. We're going to know what to do.
For one thing, what people don't understand is how powerful it is. Like if you saw the movie Gladiator, the guy gave a whole speech on the power of the crowd. when you have the crowd on your side, it basically makes you unbeatable.
Yeah, Julius Caesar
And
do that.
if land infrastructure, nationhood, and the concept of that becomes viral amongst the masses of Black people, and it doesn't have to be all of them, just a strong contingent of Black folks who believe in that concept and who are united in that, it's going to change. The narrative has already been changed, but it's going to be officially changed once it kicks off. And once you can't stand in front of our people kicking that we can do it right here shit without somebody standing up in the audience and saying, but what about land infrastructure nationhood?
Yeah, it has to be out there. They don't even see the people that oppose this don't even want this being discussed.
Right.
You know, Mama Malala, the hope on.
Man, I can't even use that now. That was so cool, and I can't use it. I still use I think the Mistress of Misery. I'm still using that.
I show Queen of Misery. You know, Queen of Misery says the Queen Mother of Mystery. You know, She basically says she don't want to hear no talk about Africa. Blah in discussion of Black politics. Okay,
right.
Now get this. This is gonna blow her out the door. First of all, okay, if you watch MSNBC, the mainstream media, that's exactly what you get. You know what I'm saying? You get vague abstractions and people talk about Black politics, absent Africa, absent a global context. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, when you come on social media, we made it a point for years, right, to incorporate Africa in everything we talk about. Like I'll go from talking about Brooklyn, New York, to talk about Lagos, Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why? Because we have social media, we have videos, we have stuff like that. And what's happened is you have a global context. You have Kenyans sitting around talking about what's going on in Washington, D.C., what's going on in L.A. You know what I'm saying? You got Nigerians talking about this. That sometimes we butt heads and everything like that, miscommunication, misunderstanding. But that's what you have going on, but they don't like. You know what I'm saying? South Africa, you see how well we're in South Africa. Every time I post something, my boy Frank Roscoe, like, Colin, that's not fair. You only post negative stuff. They know the light it's not just the plantation of America we're confined to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like there was an explosion simultaneously yesterday in Zimbabwe and two presidents almost was taken out. You know, in Zimbabwe.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Zimbabwe and things. See, the bottom line is we want to start talking about these things. We want to also have somebody on we want to use the blog page in the BAL. I want to say this for news. You know, say if you got a news article or something special, put that up there. It's not really for a discussion. Everything's a blog. Somebody can respond to it. Now, if you want to have a discussion, there's a forum on this right. That's the forum. That's what discussions are. You can start a discussion. That right there should be like our YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like our Facebook. You know what I'm saying? That the forum is like the Facebook. You know, where you can start a discussion, anything on the top of your head or anything on your mind, and just talk. If you join the BAL, you got questions to answer. Well, Kala, I don't think this in a debate. You want to start a debate? Yeah, you want to start a debate? Fine. You know what I'm saying? That forum, not the blog. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the blog is saying this is BAL, this is our ideology, this is what we think is important. Anybody can put a blog up. We're using BAL guidelines, stuff like that. Forum is for you to basically engage the BAIO in what you want to talk about. You know, if you have a subject you want to talk about and everything, go to the forum. Click on the forum. All right, what you have to do is click on the first thing, which is BAL on the move, and then when you look in the right hand corner, you can say add a forum. You add a forum right there. Everybody in our social network gets the link to that forum, and you ask a question. Well, what does the BAL think about this topic right here? You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? When it's a forum, it's easier for people to respond to. People are like, oh, wow, here's my opinion. You got threads going on, you know? I miss those old days of Ning threads. That's what started me off, you know what I'm saying? Before there was Facebook, there was Ning, you know what I'm saying? Ning was how we got down, you know what I'm saying? I used to battle people for days on Ning and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? We used to have thousands of comments and everything going through a Ning.
But that's a good part about the state chapters is that even within those state chapters that you have forums, so you can communicate with people in your states. And then I can't stress this, and I know people are probably sick of hearing me say it, but this is the most important thing to me right now. When you come into the BAIO, go to your state chapter or your country chapter and join, so that way you can see how many people are near you, how many people are in your area, because you should be communicating with them. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've said it before that I'm not T'Challa, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the Black
Yeah,
Panther or the BAIO.
and
I am not your protector.
everybody, you could take leadership by just being an administrator of your state, whatever like that. We could make you administrator of that group. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
And
in this chat room might be the one who sparks this whole thing
well,
forward.
that's what
Who
I'm saying.
knows?
I like look. I'm looking for that person to step up to the plate and say, I see it and everything. I've seen the vision. Somebody's had this idea in their heart for years and everything like that. And says, I got the resources. Somebody might be connected to high powers across the globe, but say, yo, this is what we're looking for. Finally found a group, and we're waiting for that person to join the BAIO and take us to that level. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
This ain't a personality call. This ain't a collar thing. You know, by no means. You
Yeah,
know.
we need people, and I still think, and sisters in the chat room, want you to hear this. Tell me a forum where there's sisters talking about nationhood.
Mm-hmm.
If you can point it out to me, I'll join it right now.
Mm-hmm.
We got enough sisters in the BAIO where at least 3 of them can get together and form and do a show just like this or have a channel.
Yeah, yeah. The sisters that
I
thing. Yeah,
want the sisters. I want to see sisters talking about nationhood,
and you know
not
something.
sisters talking about relationships because we already
Yeah,
got that. That's an oversaturated market.
yeah.
I
Another
don't
thing.
see any sisters talking about nationhood.
Check this out. Another thing is, whole is you have sisters on the continent. We got to start recruiting them who are really doing it. They say they work for, even though a lot of them work for NGOs. Some start their own business. Went to Johannesburg, started a business. You know how many times I have Africans tell me, "Well, I know this African American over here." I'm like, "What?" This is dawning on me, right? My boy Pandini in Namibia. He was like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "You got this. Most of the whites control the travel agencies in my country and everything like that. But you got this one African American lady." I was like, "Namibia." You know, you would think that would be front page news on the New York Times, but it's almost like nothing anymore. You know, he said, "Yeah." You know, all of a sudden, even Frank Roscoe, they call it. We got African Americans in where I live at in Durban, whatever like that. They don't act like you. You're an asshole. I said, that's good to hear. You know,
Well, you know what?
everywhere,
Let me address
they have
that.
African Americans all over the
Let
continent
me
right
let
now.
me
You
address
know.
that because I think that that's important topic to address right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's in this chat room, I'm assuming there might be some people outside the country, but I'm assuming most of y'all are in America. Is there anybody inside of America that you personally don't like? Anybody? Because you don't like that person, does that mean that now all of a sudden you're not a citizen of America?
Citizenship is you like, you
You
don't
see what
like.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't like Holla, or you don't like Holip, or you don't like any individual within the BAIO, when you try to use that as an excuse to not join the BAIO,
Yeah.
it's just as hypocritical as you trying to say, oh, because I don't like this person at my job, I revoke my U.S. citizenship. No, you don't, nigga. You go right to that job and you work with the person that you hate so you can get a paycheck so you can pay your fucking bills.
Yeah.
So don't you think you kind of hypocritical to say that I don't want to join the BAIO because I can't stand Collar. I don't want to join the BAIO because I can't stand Holip. So you're going to abandon nationhood because you don't
No.
like me?
That's what I'm saying. Me.
That's it. Like Narette
I'm not.
said,
I'm
and
not
Narette said
important.
it, that she said that's a foolish stalling tactic. It's another Negro stalling tactic. Oh, and before you say something, Collar, Regina Davidson's got your back in the red. She's another one of the executors. She's got the hammer for any Negroes who come into this forum. So I love putting the power in the hands of the sisters. I ain't gotta do nothing. I can just sit back and chill.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Let
Yep.
the sisters regulate this shit.
And we always, this is the type of group, organization we always wanted. Intelligent people, because people attracted to BAIO intelligent people. You know, we don't
Thank
have
you, S.
dummies.
Wiseman. Thank you. I'm gonna approve you right now.
And we got this guy, Brian Hooper, in there. He said he has a plan. Young brother, 27, planning to go to Ghana, open it up. If he gets, can you imagine? The thing is, only thing I will say is this: Dinah's had a sister that talked about land trust and building stuff like that. The only thing is, in a lot of African countries, Ghana in particular, they don't have the same land laws that we have in America. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish we could get to someone would say, look, propose legislation, say to Ghana and say, look, this is how we could do that. We could build land. We could bring all developers in and boom, build a community over here. We need a community. We need safe communities in every African country, you know, with the Alpha community, the Afrikstan. You know what I'm saying? But all over Africa, we should have our own business communities, our own financial districts. We should have our own real estate developers. We should have all these things in place on the infrastructure of the continent. And then not only that, just beyond. We already have a lot of African Americans in Japan, People's Republic of China. You may not like it like that, but we have to be global. The Chinese are everywhere. When I was up in New York a couple of months ago, remember I was up in New York for my aunt's funeral?
Yep.
I don't know if I told you this, right? I went to Monticello. You ever go to Monticello, the racetrack, New York? Have you ever been up there? You been up there? Okay, well they got a new casino, right? Like a few miles down in the cut back there, right? And I've heard there was Chinese owned, right? You know, and look, I'm not racist or nothing like that. No, they're like that. God bless the Chinese, whatever, like that. You know, until they start overrunning Africa and killing our wildlife and everything, raping our fishing grounds, raping our women. Then I get kind of, you know what I'm saying? Then I got a problem. But for the most part, right, I went to this hotel Holip, right? You know, hotels have a thing, they have the Bayport in where buses pull up in the cars, everything like that, right? And then they got the casino on one side, then they got the hotel right there. This hotel was so freaking beautiful. It was all black smoke glass, right? All black smoke glass, real tower, right? With red trim, you know, red neon trim, light trim all around the different cuts and everything. Beautiful hotel, right? And I got jealous, right? I got angry. I got jealous, right? I walk inside the thing. It was me, my aunt, my mother, and my brother, and my sister-in-law, and my cousins. My cousins. We all walked inside, and all of a sudden, in the waiting room where the bus station is, there's these Chinese getting off a bus, man. There's so many Chinese in the freaking thing, right? And then they said upstairs is like the executive tower. Top Chinese businessmen in the world meet there to do business, you know? And I'm saying to myself, man, you know, they're not apologizing. They're not on somebody. They don't got a mama mulata telling them not to pull their resources together. You know, they don't have all these things and everything. They're just men up there with their top. Who never knows what they're doing up there? But you know what I'm saying? That's what top Chinese businessmen around the world meet, discuss strategy, whatever like that. Then you go to a casino, big ass casino, right? I didn't really like it. It was a nice place and everything. I didn't like it because, you know, I like playing slots. Slots are too expensive, right? And I also, if I play slots and I don't get no wins and everything like that, I know this thing's will break, right? So I didn't play any hands. So we just sat there, me and my cousin, like nice bars and everything. And me and my cousin, me and my little cousin, teacher, Alicia, we had a chance to talk to the school team. We had a chance to talk and everything. We're sitting there having drinks and everything, having a good time. But I couldn't get out of my mind when I walked outside and I seen so many Chinese. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I said, my God, there really are a billion of these people on the planet.
Oh
the
yeah.
whole hotel was packed. You know what I'm saying?
I went to one time. I was on the. I can't even remember the last time I took the L train since I've been in Flatbush. But I was on the L train, and you would have thought that we was going to Chinatown.
Lord have mercy.
The whole train was filled with Chinese going into Canarsie. I'm like, what the hell is this? I thought I was on the wrong train or something.
Turns out, and we gotta tell. Why gotta tell us? But should we be in Africa, open business? If we got business and capital to invest in, we're gonna be in Africa. We're gonna be doing that. We gotta be the same way.
Carla.
You know? Yeah, we're going, bro.
Speaking of the casinos, I want to give everybody in the chat room a tip. I'm not a gambler, but I know certain things about how casinos are run. So this is what you do. When you go to a casino, what you do is try to pick the machine, like go to the machine that's the most visible in all directions. Because what the casino owners do is they put the winning machines in places where if you hit, people can see you. So you got to do it near the cafes or in the places. You do it near the entrances because imagine when you're walking into a casino and you see somebody hit, you're gonna go, damn. You just walked in the casino and you see somebody hit. That's where they put those machines at. So the winning, don't go in the fucking back because all you're doing when you go to the back and sit in a chair is just giving your money away. Go to the places where if your machine was to hit, most people in that casino can see that machine. That's the winning machine. Just a fact. I told my mom that. My mom went there, you know, when she was alive, and she won like $2,500 or something. Because I told her, Mom,
Wow.
stop playing in the back. Play in the aisles, like right there where people can see. Those are the machines that you play. The
And
visible
also,
machines near the cafes, near the entrances, or in the aisle, so that when people hit, everybody because the owners want everybody to turn around and see that person that hit, so that they'll keep playing. So that's just a little tip from me.
Also, when you're up, you know when to pack it in and go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I learned my lesson one night. You know what I'm saying? If I'm up like $200 or $300 one night and I came in with 40,
Bounce.
I'm packing up.
Bounce.
You know me, man. I'm gone, man.
When my mom hit for 25, I was like, yo,
it's time to bounce, man.
it's time to get out of there.
I know people sit there and they'll try, we'll go for the big. When they come home, what you come home with $10 in your pocket, you fool. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Dominique is in the house, man. Peace, Dominique.
Nick, what's going on, Nick?
He's just like you. I think he's on Facebook suspension or something. Facebook lockdown.
No, I'm off Facebook lockdown. But
You're off now. You better be careful because you know they're coming after your ass.
Twice in 1 year already. Twice. I'm already suspended twice in 1 year. Because every time I look around, what did I do now?
You know what you do, right? See, and this is why I feel that I won this argument with you. I won this argument because of your suspension. Stop friending dudes that ain't your friends. Anybody that shows me that they ain't my friend, you ain't gonna be no friend of mine on Facebook and you fighting me every fucking 5 minutes. Peace. Get out of here.
And also, that's not even them, right? It's the people who are your friend, right? Or they follow your posts and everything, who don't even say nothing to you, right? They don't say nothing to you, right? And they're just looking at your posts and everything, study you everything. You know how you can tell that? When they pop up on your friend's thing. I say, I don't even know this guy.
Exactly.
They're always popping up on your thing. They're monitoring you. You know what I'm saying? And also on Facebook right now, you got a lot of strange women. I had this one white lady with an African name and whatnot, you know what I'm saying, who friended me on, tried to friend me on Facebook. And then one on her handle said FBI. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know
what? They try to think, because they figure that we're all bootlicking Negroes. Right. So what they'll do, and I know that they do this, all the guys in the chat room, I know they do. If you're on Facebook, this has happened to you. Mm-hmm. You'll get hit up by some picture of this girl who's like some high fashion model or looks like some, and I'm all of that. The moment I see that spam, I don't give a shit what you look like. I know that shit is fake.
It's fake, and when they want to get to you. And I'll tell you what Don told him. I'll say what's right here, right? All of a sudden, get this, like 4 years ago, right? I was on Facebook, right? And all of a sudden, somebody sent me a picture of me out of nowhere, see, watching you, and somebody sent a picture of me at a gas station pumping gas.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
I don't know what to tell you. I was like, and all of a sudden I was like, fuck you, man. You don't scare me. I don't care. You're watching you, man. We're watching. We know where you at. You know what I'm saying? It was like a anonymous picture, you know? You know what I'm saying? You better shut up.
It's scary that somebody's actually doing that shit.
Yeah, they're trying to, what they're trying to do, they try to intimidate you. They think this all anonymity. They think Carl's going to back down if you bring him. Get the hell out of here. I will get before the U.S. Senate, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you. I'll be respectful. But in my words, I'll be like, fuck you. I wouldn't say fuck you. But I'm like, this is what we believe in, right? This is not something that I just came off the top of my head. I'm speaking for my ancestors. I'm speaking 400 years of hell. How you going to have 45, 50 million people here with no goddamn political power or no nothing? You're going to grind us into a halt. You're going to bring Mexicans here to replace us and everything. And we can't say a goddamn thing about it. And we say we
you know my position on this. Yeah. And I've said it openly. I've said it on my channel, and I'll say it here. Fuck America.
Yeah,
if they got mad at Reverend Wright for saying "goddamn America," then they must gonna be turning to the Tasmanian devil over me. Fuck America. I don't give a shit. I am not showing this country one fucking ounce of respect, and especially after that last verdict where they gave this family 4 cents.
4 cents.
And then they reduced it to nothing. You can go fuck yourself.
Holip is more extreme on this than I am.
I might punch you in the fucking face for you even suggesting that I give respect to this goddamn country. You're going to disrespect. Name another. I want everybody in this chat room to tell me if somebody says fuck you to your face and tells you all the time that they can't stand you and whatever, you're going to sit up there and say, well, I don't want to disrespect this person.
Get the hell out of here with that shit.
Fuck you. Fuck America.
And that's what this is all about. When we say land infrastructure, it's a nice way of saying fuck America. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. And I say it openly. I'm not afraid to say that on network TV, pay-per-view, and I can back up what I'm saying. I'm not just talking shit.
I'm a little
you ain't gonna disrespect me and disrespect my people and then expect me to love you. It's like I gave that example before. You got a girl that you interested in and you trying to kick it with her and you trying to wine and dine her and court her, and she's telling you that you ain't never gonna get it. She's laughing at you, telling her friends, oh, this nigga is whack and all this other stuff. And then one day you go, you know what? Fuck that girl. And then she goes,
I don't believe it. You know,
I can't believe you disrespected me like that. Get the fuck out of here,
I can't believe that was your real feelings and everything. The bottom line is we're sick of being America's bitch and dog. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line, you want to be a bitch and dog, go right ahead, join the Democrats, join the Republicans, and talk about whatever you talk about. When you say our ultimate goal in the future, and now in the future present is land infrastructure nationhood, you're saying, you know something. And not only that, next year will be 400 years that the first African, I know you was already here. Your black ass was not already here. You know what I'm saying? 400 years our ancestors were brought from Africa to the New World. Tell me how that's working out for you. I said this was one guy. So when you going to have land infrastructure nationhood, Colin? I went, no.
No, you ain't getting it now. We got about the BAIO has been in existence since 2008.
Yeah.
That's 10 years. We got another 390 years before you start questioning about land infrastructure nationhood. Because what's your fucking timeline?
Yeah, like we had the one brother who said
10 years we supposed to have a fully functional up and running nation, and y'all niggas been here for almost 400 years, and you ain't even got a goddamn dirt road.
Check this out. You had one guy talk about Colin, I listen to y'all every week, and I haven't seen no progress towards nationhood. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, so you ain't seen no progress, but you see plenty of progress here in America, right?
Yeah, you see.
What's your time frame on that?
What about Chicago? People, whole 2 generations.
I ain't even. You know what? I ain't even asking you for a nation. I'm not even asking you for a nation within a nation here in America. You know what I want from you? I want a dirt road.
A lemonade stand.
I want a dirt road, unpaved, built in America, owned by African Americans. How about that?
No, you can't even do that.
You talking to us about nationhood? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't own shit.
You know, a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You look at Chicago, and the bottom line is this. And another thing is this. You know, we judge the people in Chicago and everything like that, but before you judge, Gary, Indiana, all these communities had promise in the 70s. You know, work. You can always get a job. You know, that's the one thing a black man do. And they gave the black women opportunity and everything. Suddenly, in the 80s, it was. Remember, Big Marvin, you work for UPS. Now that same, if you have UPS, you the man. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Things were so abundant back then, you know? You know what I'm saying? You had money, black people had money coming up from the South and everything. You had a job, people got into real estate and everything. So therefore, women had to pick up men who had ambition and ideals. Man, nigga, please, you work for UPS. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Now, right here, you work for UPS, you might be a little catch. You know what I'm saying? That's how things are, because they brought all these illegals here and all these people here from different countries and everything like that, and they'll gladly take that UPS job, whatever like that, you know. And so therefore we have this is what it is. Black women particularly, I love my sisters, right? If you want this nice life where you think a man ought to have this, then you should be the main ones for nationhood. You should demand black men give you this land where the wealth of the land and everything flows through black infrastructure and black institutions, because by nature the trickle down and the wealth will benefit you. You know what I'm saying? So your odds are of attracting a mate on your level or whatever like that, where you want to take it, will be greater. But if you want to live inside this man's system, what's happening right now is, since the black man can't give the black woman what she wants, she's looking at the white man for a thing. And you got a lot of black women who...
And I blame the black man for that.
The black man, that's our fault.
Because even the most hardcore MGTOW has to admit this. You have to be the hardest, even the hardest MGTOW has to admit this. Black women, for the most part, stay by black men.
They do. If they push
most part, black women stay by black men. You can talk all this racial shit you want to.
Right.
Compare that to the amount of sisters that's actually with brothers.
Right. Check this out. If you really look at it, the bottom line is it's for black women to even consider white men. There's something seriously wrong with us, brothers. You know. So I don't want to hear nothing about the future. Well, so I'll ask you a question. So what's your plan for Black America for going forward? Well, we got this same old voice walking. We need to start black businesses. We need to start like Negro. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do it in the context of America. You know what I'm saying?
What he said? We need to start right here.
No, start building black.
Yeah.
Building black.
Yo, man. You know what? It's kind of funny even asking this question because everybody in this chat room is down with us, and this is why I like these forums. Thank you, Inderette. Thank you, Regina Davidson. But don't worry, Negroes ain't gonna show up in Holip's forum.
Yeah.
If you notice that, Negroes do not show up in my forum because I don't play with them. You show me that you against nationhood, and I'm kicking your bitch ass out of the forum.
This ain't the place to debate it.
That's why the only way they can get me is when I go to somebody else's forum because I don't control it. But nobody comes into my forum with that bullshit, and they very rarely comment on my videos.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're a different breed right here. We're a totally different breed. You think you want to take shots at us and we just going to sit back playing this turn the other cheek bullshit? I'm going to dig into your bitch ass.
Yeah, like that dude that sent you that message, right? You're like, well, then he lied about Liberia. And I broke it down. Did I break it down about Liberia last night? Did I break it down?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I broke it. And then I say that. They know it. And what gets me is, you know what it is? They go on Wikipedia or they go online, right? And a lot of this stuff written about Liberia written by the enemies of Liberia. You know what I'm saying? People, white people and some indigenous people who hate us, hate African Americans. They hate this slave. Let me tell you something, African Americans. We all love Pan-African and everything, but you have a special case. You are a descendant of slaves, right? You are a mockery to America, right? You are always going to be persecuted. America goes around the world, right, spreading false information about us. You know what I'm saying? It's been doing that since the minstrel shows. Black people are buffoons, they're clowns, they're animals, they're this and the other thing. Is that a country you want to pledge allegiance to? You know what I'm saying? A country that goes around the world and not only enslaves you because of your color, but goes around the world and makes the world hate you too. How the world loves the oppressor, but hates the victim of the oppressor. Yo,
Mr. Cat in the chat room says Boyce Watkins said he believes it will take about 150 years for us to see the fruits of his black financial literacy and business.
Yeah, meantime, keep sending him money.
Like we got that much time. I agree with you 1,000%, Mr. Cat. Like 150 years, really? How long did it take? How long did it take to build Dubai?
Dubai was built in like 7 years.
Was it 7 or 10?
It was like 10. It was sit there. It was like 1991. It was just one. Remember that picture? It was nothing but desert. By the 1997, you had the first island built, Palm Island built. You know, first phase of infrastructure was built.
Yo, and then, if we serious, keep in mind now, nationhood is not no quick fix. It's not no microwave. But there have been smart cities built within 5 years.
Yeah, for smart cities. And everything's going towards smart cities.
Yep.
You got
5 years.
Smart transportation grids, smart electrical grids. All this stuff, technology now is going to be so that you can build a city within a few years when it took 100 years, you know? All you really need is a land agreement.
Yo.
And that's the next phase right now. We need a land agreement with a host country.
That's
all we need. Yeah.
Carla, Regina just threw you a layup. She calls him Moist Watkins.
Yeah, I call him Dr. Joyce Watkins, you know?
I like that, Moist Watkins.
And that's what who call him Moist Watkins? Omar calls him Moist Watkins.
Oh really? They got beat? I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, when him and Tariq were going at it, Moist Watkins threw his hat into the ring to attack Omar. Omar went off on him. That was so funny. I'm
so happy that we are not even in this black talking head mix. Like they can go at each other all they want to.
Yeah, if you want to be a minstrel, that's all it is, a minstrel show. It's a Milton minstrel show.
They can go at each other all day long. We got a lot of articles on smart cities within the BAIO in the STEM group.
We have a lot of information. We're not just people talking about this. We study all the stuff as like this. What is nationhood? And also, you see that one brother who put up the article about the Kenyan brother who built a micro hydro dam for his village and everything,
Mm-hmm.
gave all those people electricity. I've been
Yep.
studying micro hydro dams for like 10, 11 years now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even in rural areas, even off grid, even before we connect to the national grid of the host country, you could build micro dams and all this stuff like that. There is no excuse. You know what
If
I'm saying?
there's a large enough contingent of African Americans in this country that want a nation, we can, if they serious and if they willing to put their money where their mouth is, and I ain't even talking about a whole lot of money,
Right.
we can have a nation state built within 5 years.
Yeah, easily.
Easily. And I'm talking about if we're serious. Not if we're on some half-ass shit, then it might be 10.
Because
If we serious,
it's easier building a nation state than building some third world stuff like that. Because a nation
right.
state, you have everything. A modern state is easier to live in a modern world, you know what I'm saying, than it is to live in like a rural, undeveloped everything. Other countries got to change their whole way of life before they modernize. You got to teach people from that is still in remote areas of Indonesia, with electricity. You got to send your kids to school. We are already a modern people. Let's say something right now, and I know Holip will agree with me. We are 400 years. We basically helped build the modern world. America, the first cities and settlements in North America, right, were built by black Creoles. I mean, black. This is a place where the Dutch, a lot of the black criminals work. There would be no New York City if it was for the early black communities there. You know, there was like a indentured servants. You know, and they were based early Greenwich Village. You know, Central Park was once a. You know, so that people don't. Fort Lee, New Jersey.
You're starting to break up for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
So the problem is this. I said this. I was saying what's going on. America, but now Central American countries. You know, and Japan years ago with that series video section, the video is called Pacific Century. I'd urge everyone the third series.
Yeah,
right?
you're breaking up bad, Collar.
I
don't know what's going on. But yo, in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, please ask them. This is still a Q&A. I thought I was going to have more questions to answer. I was kind of nervous. But go ahead.
Okay, it was so the whole thing is this. So the Central American governments and everything are banana republics. They got elite, and they have a one crop of. That's where the banana republics come from, right? The people in these countries are not even allowed to own land and do it because they're forced to work in these plantations, right? That's where the poverty is coming from in these countries, you know, and it's forced migration up north, right? The people who want migration up north are these business people who own all these factories. They don't want to upgrade and give people everything. America's in a lot of debt. So a lot of the money that they're going to have to save and business have to save is going to have to come from either slavery, they got to bring back slave labor, or they got to keep using migrant labor. Because the bottom line, Trump can try all he wants. You know what I'm saying? Those immigrants are coming. You know, they're coming.
Of course, that boat has sailed. The people who want to live this fantasy, those are the same people who probably think there's going to be a wall.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got a question from the chat room. What do you brothers think about this interracial dating epidemic and effects it can have on building a nation? Can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I feel the same way about that as I do about the scorpion epidemic.
Don't affect us.
It doesn't affect us. Because people that's into nationhood ain't really the crowd that's going to be in the interracial dating anyway. So out of sight, out of mind. There's enough of, and plus, like I said, interracial dating is not really it's a molehill. It's not a mountain. The vast majority of black men is with black women. The vast majority of black women is with black men. The only reason why this is blown up into from a molehill into a mountain is so that these black talking heads of the conscious community can have another thing to stall on, another thing to talk about other than nationhood.
Right.
So all of these topics, like, don't show me, and I said this before, can you show me a black man somewhere in this country in a dress? Yes, you can. But don't try to make it seem as if it's some fucking epidemic that every time I'm going outside of my house, I see a black man. When I go in the elevator, there's a black man in a dress. How many times do you see a black dude in a dress or in some heels when you walk outside your goddamn house?
I see it when somebody.
So you're gonna post that on Facebook and post that on my timeline and then try to pretend like that's some epidemic that I gotta worry about?
I have not seen that.
I have not seen. I've been to work back and forth this whole week, and I ain't seen one black man in a dress. So what epidemic are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing. It's like they want to keep us talking about these little side issues that don't have nothing to do with the main thing that we should be focusing on, which is nationhood, land, infrastructure, nationhood. And anything that goes outside of that is something that could be solved by that. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
It solves everything. We're talking about behavior of people within the current context. You can't control the behavior of people within current context because you don't control their context. They don't have no support system in place.
Brother, hold up.
Everybody's out here on their own ass. But when you have a nation, everybody can get in where they fit in. Everybody can pool their resources toward that nation. I mean, the BAIO is a little microcosm of that. What we're doing right now in the BAIO, it technically is forming a nation.
Yep.
Because what's going to happen when people get into their states, their state chapters? What are they going to do? They're going to meet with people in their state. When they meet with people in their state, people are going to ask each other, well, what do you do, brother? Oh, you're a lawyer? Oh, okay. You're an accountant? Oh, wow. You're a website developer? Wow. You can have those people getting together, let's say hypothetically in California. They can get together and do stuff together because they have all of the elements that's needed to build something or to get something started.
And meeting greets, socialization.
Right. This is a social network, socializing, getting to know each other, building and unifying off this principle of land, infrastructure, and nationhood.
Socialization is the most important thing. You have to have a social.
The most important thing, as far as I'm at this particular point right now, is the most important thing because everybody's always, people talking about land and what we gonna do, what land we going. That's not important. What's important right now is how many people want nationhood because we don't really know that. We know about the 400 people in the BAIO, but like I said, we're just trying to get everybody in these slots to find out where they are. But we don't know how many people in California want nationhood. How many people in Georgia want nationhood?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many people in Texas want nationhood? How many people in fucking Senegal want nationhood? Who tired of that bullshit? Who tired of in other countries that want nationhood?
Right.
So that's the most important thing. Like you said, Carla, socialization.
Socialization. First of all, socialization has to do with socializing. That means you create a cultural, social context for your existence. You know who you are, what you want, where you go. That's socializing. You know what I'm saying? That's what associations are for. And that's what America's really built around. America, rugged individual. No, but America has associations. It has networks, you know what I'm saying, in place. You know what I'm saying? And then you have economic interests, right? And then you have a political interest to further your thing with law and policy. You know what I'm saying? We jump. How is it that black people talk about we're gonna go out there and vote, and we're not even socialized together? That's why the Chicago fell. You know what I'm saying? There's no station among black people. You know for a fact, Holip, right? When you a lot of like black people like go to these meetings and everybody's all hyped up and everything, look to the speaker. Then afterwards, no one looks each other in the eye. They walk up. Tell me I'm lying.
No, you're not lying. Because see, what it is that everybody wants to be the next Malcolm X.
Right.
Really not understanding who Malcolm X was in the first place.
Right.
But everybody wants to be the next John Henry Clark, the next this one, the next Khalid Muhammad, the next. How many organizations out there are putting the ball in your hands and in your court and saying, listen, you, the people, have the power to make this thing happen? Not sitting up here going, please follow King Holip as he leads the charge forward. And to me, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm no more important than anybody in this chat room.
We're just one voice. We just put it out there. You know, one voice. You know, one or two.
I'm dying for the day when I can sit back and be in the chat room and listen to In the Red and Regina Davidson's show. You know what I'm saying? Where I can listen to the sisters talking about this stuff, and I can just sit back and contribute and super chat y'all.
Like I felt that day when Neo took the reins that time and they did that show, and he blew it out the park. You know?
Oh yeah.
And it just, I was like, wow. I feel good because I got younger brothers see the light. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you always knew what you're doing is real, but when you see the young brothers coming up saying, "Yeah, that's a future. We need a nation for ourselves." Then we explain to them, look. The bottom line is this right here. If we want dignity and self-respect, nationhood is the way to go. Now, if you don't want dignity and self-respect, if you like hearing every time you look around, somebody got shot in the back, you know, like in Pittsburgh the other day. If you like hearing all that, you like George Zimmerman smirking because a white jury let him off and everything like that. If in the state of Florida, it's like, what are you going to do about it and everything? After and people need to understand our history in America. We have to understand one thing, right? The only way Black people were going to live in America, right? Live in America was that if we put our trust after the 1960s in the federal government, right? The federal government was going to be our new leader. We had offers of civil rights and everything, but over the last decade, with the Reagan administration and first and second Bush administration, right? They gutted civil rights and everything like that, and they gradually passed these enforcements and oversights back to the states. You know what I'm saying? So there's not even any, and then not only that, because of political reasons, right? And let me tell you something right here. If the U.S. Attorney General, right, Eric Holder and everything, pushed too hard against these states, prosecuting them for police, there will be a revolution in this country. Because the only reason why they tolerate you Black people here in America is you have no power. Even with a Black president, you can't touch us. The thing is, white people have control over the state and the local municipalities in America. That's what protects them. You know what I'm saying? The federal government is just some abstract they don't really care about. The only groups of people that ever basically tried to overthrow the federal government many times in this country are the white community, because they physically really can do it. And the government knows that. If you have enough of these people in Iowa and Idaho and everything who try to say the government's taken over by Jews and Blacks and everything, no longer represents us and everything, you will have an armed revolution in this country. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as whites are the effective majority, that means most of the counties and throughout this country are controlled by white people, not the prosecutors in America, white males. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people are white males. So you think you're going to rise up and be the majority and we're going to have numbers on site? South Africa,
yeah.
Numbers don't mean anything. White people control the infrastructure in America, like, from sea to shining sea. From coast to coast, sea to shining sea.
Yeah, that's a dead issue, man. It's like, if we shouldn't even be talking about that. If you don't know who controls this country at this point, then you're a fool.
Yeah. And
also, Omar Blacksmith says, and the first person we need to study is Dr. Amos Wilson. He will help get our psyche together. I'm going to slightly disagree with you. Not that we don't need to study Amos Wilson. I would say your psyche is together because you're here right now.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Your psyche is already together. As far as everybody else getting their psyche together, that's their problem. I don't really want to. The only people that I'm interested in dealing with is the people that can see the principles of land, infrastructure, nationhood, and who believe in it and think that that's a solution to our problems. If you're not of that contingent, stick with America and you work it out with the white man. I'm not trying to recruit anybody. I'm past the recruiting stage. All I'm trying to do is gather the people of like mind together. There's a difference.
Yeah, once people understand,
there's a difference. It's not recruiting, it's gathering the people of like mind together. We're already here. A lot of us are already saying the same thing. The problem is we're scattered all over the place. The BAIO is the infrastructure that will allow us to all congregate together. And we need to take advantage of it.
Social network, independent social network that we can put up what we want to put up.
Actually, Kala, is everybody in this chat room a member of the BAIO? Yes or no? And if you're not, don't be ashamed, because we'll put the link in. But if everybody in this chat room right now a member of the BAIO, and if you're not, why?
Yeah.
Why?
That's where you get to know people. You know, socialization. Let's bring our stuff off Facebook, you know, into the BAO. I can't wait till we have enough people to be at our Facebook.
And if you're not, don't feel ashamed. I'm not trying to put you on Front Street or anything, but if you aren't, just sign up. Click on the link that Narette just provided in the chat room. Sign up. It only takes a few seconds.
So,
you know, I'm not trying to shame nobody. I'm just saying, if we all here and all it takes is a click on the link and sign up, join your chapter and whatever. If you haven't done it, do it now since you're in the chat room. Just do it now. Get it out of the way. and try to refer as many people in your area to your chapter, and we can set this thing rolling. Because right now, when you got the numbers and you have the energy behind you, we can accomplish anything, man. It makes it undeniable. Nationhood will not be denied.
Indestructible. You know what I'm saying? Indestructible.
So we got about 10 minutes left, and I'm gonna wrap this up. But does anybody have any other questions that they wanted to ask me before we get out of here? I thought I was gonna have to answer a whole lot of questions, but I guess y'all gave me a break today.
But notice I'm coughing right now, right?
Huh?
I'm coughing right now.
Yeah, you're doing good. Like I said, we just worried about you, brother. We just want to make sure that you are right because you're a powerful voice.
Yesterday, I picked up a prescription and everything like that. And I took it one night and got a lot of fluid on me last night and everything like that. And I woke up this morning like a new person.
Good. As long as you know taking care of it, going to the doctor and stuff, I'm cool.
I'm not gonna don't see the promised land. Trust me.
All right. How do we build connections? Oh, this is from Anti-Gravity 74. Peace to you, by the way. How do we build connections with African brothers in Africa to set up businesses and supply chains? Hold on a second, caller, before you answer that, because I just want to do this again. I wanted to make sure that the winner knows who they are of my book giveaway. And the winner is the username RestlessMind14 on Twitter. If you're listening to this or when you listen to the archive, send me an email to Holipsism, HOLIPSISM @gmail.com, and let me know what your username is on YouTube so I can make sure you're a subscriber, because you have to be a subscriber on YouTube and then use the hashtag in order to win. So you've already been picked, already won the book. You just got to let me know you're a subscriber and what your name is so I can mail the book out to you. So send me your mailing address and all of that to my email, and you'll get your book. Now, how do you want to answer that? How do we build connections with African brothers in Africa to set up businesses and supply chains?
We do have people trying to do business in Africa. We have give it up to our sisters who import shea butter and stuff like that and everything. Okay, here's the thing, right? Africa right now is the problem with Africa right now is Africa does not produce what it consumes. Everybody Africa imports. That's where all the loss is coming from, right? People like importing stuff. If you have a product that's made overseas and sell better in Africa, I know this firsthand, particularly because of Liberia and my friends in Liberia. You got firsthand knowledge. If something says sparkle, what's that? Snapple. Snapple will sell better than a local brand. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of money. African Americans are behind when it comes to shipping. Liberians, people you may scoff at Liberians, whatever like that, whatever what you think about Liberians. But I know Liberians, because of the war and everything, they have mastered the thing of shipping. And also you got Liberian shipping companies now that know how to pack containers for clients and ship goods to the country. The problem is on the other side of the water is when you get your product and everything, pay people customs is corrupt and other stuff. There's a lot of problems. What we need right now in Africa, right, is one country that has a good shipping terminal destination, right? We need trading companies on both sides of the Atlantic, right? Africa needs things, we need things. The problem in America is that we don't have any control of the white man did us good in America, right? we primarily been a working class people. We don't really get into import, export, and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of black people like Brother Earl who's gotten into importing and stuff like that. My niece has started an import business and everything. Africa has to identify what product that it wants to sell in America, right? It don't necessarily be targeted towards. This is very important. It does, whatever product Africa wants to sell in America does not have to be necessarily targeted towards Black America, right?
Right.
Let me give you an example, right? I was so thrilled one time when I went to Wawa, right? And I took a picture. I did an article on this, right? I think I put it on the BAIO blog. It was African imported coffee and roasted coffee in Wawa. You know what I'm saying? The convenience of Wawa. It had Brazil, it had African. That made me feel so good, right? Because it tells me Rwanda now Uganda is now is competing with Starbucks, building their own brand of coffee and teas that they're selling around the world, right? Now this is the whole thing. The whole thing. We don't have to get out there and put the RBG, buy the RBG coffee and everything. No, none of that, Negro, please. You know what I'm saying? Let's be smart about it. If you are a person in America, right? Let's say you have a good agency skills and everything, you or a consulting company or advertising company. Why don't you take that product, right, and try to get it into people who use it? Or basically, let me give you an example. A restaurant like IHOP has to use a certain amount of coffee that they give away and stuff like that every day. They have a budget for coffee, just for coffee, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Basically go to independent IHOP owners or restaurant owners and everything and make that the new brand of coffee and everything like that. Don't have to necessarily be Black, whatever like that, but let them try the coffee. That's the new future. Why? Because what you wanted is saying, well, this company says we're going to buy this amount of coffee per year and everything, and that's going to supply a warehouse of coffee and everything. Now, you just basically plugged an African product into potentially multi-million-dollar U.S. market. American market is $17 trillion a year. We want to get African-made products into the U.S. market. Not just, there's another thing right here. Forget about trying to, let's build Black businesses. No, get the African product right here from Africa, right? We be the sellers and the distributors, everything to the United States, right? Just like everything else. Do you think the Chinese people, when they import stuff from China, that they're looking for the Chinese community to sell to? No. They're trying to sell to America. Why? Because they want the U.S. dollar. They want billions of dollars of currency as a competition, you know? So therefore, we have to get out of the point of, okay, what are we going to sell to each other? No. If you got something in Africa, a product or anything like that they can sell, let me give you an example. Another example was there's some African products, cassava. Cassava is like flour. It can be made into certain things and everything. I saw one person who was manufacturing and branded their own cassava brand in Liberia, right? And I said, wouldn't that be great if you introduced that to the American market? What if it takes off? What if you had advertising and everything, and people, restaurateurs started, we'll start using that in our thing. You see how it works? Mm-hmm. There was a brother, brother. He's from Liberia that has these African coffees and stuff like that he's selling to the U.S. market. We have to get African products to the U.S. market, and just to make money and build.
You know what, too, Carla? If you remember how you were saying that we don't really get into importing and exporting and stuff like that. You know why?
What's that?
Because we don't have a nation state.
Yeah, we don't.
If we had a nation state, I guarantee you the people over here in the States would get into import and export, because now they have somebody to import and export with.
We're gonna need supply. Who do you think when we build this nation state? Who do you think is gonna be import and export? Who do you think the import export license costs, even in a poor country like Liberia, $25,000 to have a license? Who do you think we're gonna make sure have 90% of the import license only with special circumstances, right? Whatever product we need. From China makes every kind of equipment in the world. We're going to have our own suppliers going to China, going there, because it's all about the distribution. We're going to have our own importers, our own suppliers, our own trading companies, everything. That's how you build an economy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Have that in the black world and everything like that. We didn't think that was important. We let people bring the product to us and sell it to us at retail instead of going to China, going to places where these places are made and everything. And then after you get a certain amount where you say, well, gee, we're importing a lot of these machineries right here. So you only start manufacturing a machine or a product when you know you got a probability that you're going to be building and using these things and everything, and there's no stop. You know, you don't start manufacturing stuff until you have a demand for it. Demand is a pull. You know what I'm saying? Demand is a pull. You know what I'm saying? Is a pull. Demand is not like desire. Demand means, look, I got the money. The orders are there. You make it. You can put it right here. That's demand. You know what I'm saying? Demand means you don't have to sell to a demand. It's already there. Black America don't have the demand for anything because everything's supplied to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any thing we demand from anybody in the world. You know what I'm saying? But we're big consumers.
Right.
We're consumers. We don't have a demand. That means we don't have we don't have national restaurants. We don't have anything like that we could say, you know something, we import this right here. We have a demand for this, whatever like that. Demand means you have a centralized, unified buying force. We can put in bulk. You know what I'm saying? You can buy in bulk. You can buy on time. You can buy in installments, whatever like that. We don't have that because we didn't think it was important to build black businesses. And when I hear people talk about black businesses, I never hear them talk about distribution. You know, it's some vague action.
Yeah, because you know what, and this is one of the things that I had posted in the video I did, and I hope that people listen to that video, is that you can't solve these systemic problems with individual solutions.
Yeah.
And this is what the black talking heads have to offer. They're not offering any of the stuff that Carla's talking about and that I've just spoken about. You're not going to hear this from them because that's nationhood. That's about the collective. That's about our future. What you're going to get from them is they're going to tell you to grow tomatoes and homeschool. That's it. Everything is on you. You, as this little individual African, is going to face this big, gigantic system just by yourself. No. In the BAIO, you have people that are like mine who think just like you, and we need to start congregating, socializing, networking with each other, and coming together because there's enough of, if only 5% of this 44 to 50 million people in America come together, that would be more than enough to establish a nation on the continent.
West will basically have to always make that choice because there'll be this discussion at the dinner table. Should I get involved should I send my son to the military or should I send him to the Afrikstan, to the continent? That'll be the new talking point. Right now, let me give you an example, right? Besides the Black Panther Wakanda, there has never really been a movie, except for Coming to America at the end where there was, remember the wife, Cherry Alley came to, whatever like that. We have never been placed outside of the context of America, even in any sort of thing. Everything is basically in America. This is it. This is where we are. This is where we're going. Blah, 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 blah. And you got Negroes who think like that. They sound militant. They sound tough and everything like that. But all you are is a black power militant in American, you know?
Oh, can I speak on that just briefly?
Brother.
If anybody is confused about who's for land, if anybody's confused about who stands for nationhood, let me just put it to you simply. If the nigga that you talking about or listening to is not saying anything about it, then he's not about it. He's just not about it. That's how you can tell. So you don't have to sit back. If you got to sit back and guess, let me ask you a question. Do you have to sit back and guess what Holip's ideology is?
Nope.
Is it a mystery? Like you go, if somebody was to ask you, yo, what's Holip about? What's that brothers about? You can sum it up in 3 words.
He wants land.
But if you ask all of these other people that you listen to, what are they about? You're probably giving like a dissertation or a diatribe and go all the way around the bush before you can get to it. And then probably at the end of it, you're going to be confused. It's like, well, damn, what do they stand for?
Yeah. They don't stand for anything.
Everybody's vague. They love the vague. They love the abstract. They love to exist in that. That's the soup that they swim in.
Yeah, and the bottom line is this: there's so many people who've gotten rich off the vague and abstract.
Yeah. Because there's no accountability, there's no liability. It's just ether. It's just in the air. And anybody can say anything, anybody can pretend that they're this and pretend that they're that, and there's no accountability. But when you start talking about land, infrastructure, and nationhood, that's when all of that shit comes to an end. And that's the reason why we face so much blowback because of it. Because you're killing these guys' hustle when you talk about land, infrastructure, and nationhood. You can't hustle. You can't misery hustle no more.
And not only that, now the new thing is talk about getting black people building black wealth. I'm like, look, the only long-term solution to black wealth is nationhood, you know?
Black wealth in America
will be evaporated, taken back. All you have to do basically is look at a video of the auction of the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad's estate. You had these white people up there, and they're up there. Black people couldn't even fight and say, let's pull our money together and save the minister's stuff. You had these white people up there, well, we'll auction this off. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You ever see that thing? You ever see that auction of the Nation of Islam states? It was auctioning all the stuff and everything. After all that, $100 million worth of stuff, homes, properties, and everything like that. Everything was being auctioned off for pennies. Even some of the memorabilia and stuff like that, hats, his Fez hat and stuff like that being auctioned off and whatnot. And I'm like, you mean to tell me after all these years, you had a so-called nation that could be like that?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Regina and Narette, do you see this Trey K47? Oh, okay, she's on it. She's on it. Don't start that bullshit. Don't come in here with that nonsense.
Say.
Yeah, sisters is regulating, Kala.
So what did you say?
Just some bullshit. Some coming in spamming.
Oh, somebody said J. Dawes said, "I hate being white." What do these clowns got? No.
Oh yeah, well you're gonna hate even more. Well, I guess you can deal with your hatred in your basement because you ain't gonna be in this chat room.
And he's talking about TK. If you're a white boy like to take TK, by the time the state of Texas is done with him.
Goodbye, J Dog.
Yeah, J Dog. If you like TK, if you like the gangster rappers and everything like that, yeah, I know there's a contingent of white people who are supporting all this thug criminality and stuff like that. They're the main ones supporting stuff and funding the stuff. They love funding black destruction. As I see, your support of that TK kid has him on his road to death row. In Texas.
Yeah, somebody had asked about the stabbing in New York. I think some kid got killed. It was a mistaken identity. He got killed with a machete or something like that. I heard about it. They were talking about it at my job last night. I didn't see it as if I need to.
It was brutal. It was really brutal.
Yeah, I don't want to see nothing like that. But what do I feel about it? I feel we need to get our shit together and fast. The fact that we are still talking about nationhood at this point, 10 years down the line, I'm gonna be positive and say that we've gained a lot of progress and a lot of people are listening to us. So I'm not gonna be all downhill on it. But time is of the essence.
Yeah,
time is of the essence because as you can see, these white people is putting the pedal to the metal. That verdict, that 4-cent verdict, was a fuck you and a middle finger to Black America.
That's saying basically you guys can go to hell.
That's what they're saying. And not only did they say fuck you and a middle finger, they said, now what you gonna do about it, nigga?
About it.
And what's the response from the black talking heads like Yvette Carnell? What's her response to that?
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna stick right by you, Mr. White Man. I don't give a shit how many fingers you put in my face. This is my country.
Check this out. This is another thing I want to talk about, right? And I asked a question last night before a minute ago. Get this. I asked a question. If Yvette Carnell, she says we shouldn't be talking about Africa, we should be dealing with. So in other words, if somebody has a business in Africa right now, they should come home, according to you. So in other words, basically, my friend John Cashin, who owns Metro Rail in Lagos, Nigeria, was on the phone for like a couple hours yesterday. With he shouldn't basically be this rail project they're building in Lagos and hopefully one we will plan on Angola. I guess we shouldn't be talking about this. No, I shouldn't talk about this. All the people that he knows, African Americans who are in Nigeria right now making millions of dollars, business and everything, the oil sector, they should just come home and everything because we should focus on America. And in other words, basically, so in other words, if you say take Africa off the picture, that means we should just shut down our STEM groups. There's no need for science. You know what I'm saying? Because the whites and the Asians got America on lockdown. The whole idea of STEM is the white idea that we can bring science and technology and build something new.
But what's her end game, Carla?
Her end game is sitting up there being a turd in the punch bowl. You know what a turd in the punch bowl? A turd in the punch bowl is like this. She's the type, okay, let's take the turd out of the punch bowl, but let me give you some of the punch. No, I don't want the punch after you done put the turd in the punch bowl.
We call them misery merchants for a reason. And see, another thing that they don't like about us is, I remember back when the hater was out and they had the cultural conscious community basically on a rope-a-dope and backpedaling and backtracking because nobody wanted to be a hater. So we went into, retreat.
Yeah.
What they're not used to is us. Because if you notice, you want to come up with this hotep, this and whatever. I got plenty of names for y'all niggas.
Yeah.
I got plenty of names for y'all, and I don't see nobody debating the names that I come up with for y'all.
Which are misery merchants, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Captain America Negroes, militant integrationists. I don't see nobody challenging, or what, are you calling me a liar? You're not a militant integrationist?
You love America, you know what I'm saying? You love America. This is prime real estate. This is prime real estate. I was like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So in other words, basically, that symbol you got right there, right? That's really, you're really a Christian, right? But all you did was take the cross and put a little bow on it, right? But now you can connect that to Egypt, right? Now you right? I don't need nothing else, man. I don't need no land because I found You know what I'm saying? Since all my lights are paid. With head above, you know what I'm saying? This is
we talked about that before. Like, you notice all of these guys who want to pretend that they here in America, but they don't want nothing to do with America, who got cars and apartments and everything in somebody else's name. Yeah. You want to be off the grid, but you want to have one foot in the water and 1 foot on dry land. So you're willing to sacrifice. You don't mind hiding behind somebody that's in the system, and then you're going to preach about how they wrong for being in it.
Thing, right?
Keep it real. If you want to be off the grid, don't hide behind somebody else. Don't hide behind your woman who's got a corporate gig.
Yeah, she got the credit. She got the health care. She got all that stuff. That she got the food.
I know this game. I've been seeing this game for years.
You got all the stuff like that. You just out there being Mrs. Spokesmouth and everything while she holding down everything down. Beta males. And get this. I love to death on my Facebook.
Nobody can kick me out of my house.
Check this out, hold up. I had this sister, beautiful sister, I love her to death, right? And then, I gotta school her. She's on this, like, remember they had our Father's Day the other day?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, well, if you guys are celebrating Father's Day, F you, I'm gonna delete you, the European holidays and everything. And I'm like, American holidays. And I felt like I said, no, I don't want to go.
I've done it. I know exactly what you want to say because I've said it. It's like, don't come to me with those half measures. Don't come to me like you some uncompromising Negro where you here in America have no intentions of leaving. So you might as well stand up for the flag. You might as well put your hand over your heart. If you don't want your own nation, why the hell are you fighting against this nation? This is where you live. You might as well embrace it. Stop fighting the white man and let him know that he's your master.
If everybody celebrating Father's Day, you might as well just celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah, celebrate Father's Day, celebrate the 4th of July. If your position is that we don't need our own nation, then aren't you a hypocrite fighting against the nation that you in?
Hold on. If I wasn't a nationalist, right, that's where I would be. I would be a conservative.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, let's just do this thing.
If you weren't for nationhood on the continent, wouldn't it make sense to just embrace America?
Why would you sit in America?
Send your children to the armed services. Do whatever you can to support the Democratic and the Republican Party. Do all of that. Why are you fighting against you don't love America, but you want to stay in America.
Yeah.
You hate America and everything about America, but you want to be an American.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Of the infrastructure.
That's why I said, you know what? Let me touch on that. And oh man, I'm going over what I was going to go, but I want to build on this thing right here. The whole interracial dating thing. The only people to me that have a legitimate argument for against, or I should say against interracial relationships should be nationalists.
Yeah.
If you're not a nationalist, then guess what? That means that if you're saying that you're against land infrastructure nationhood, that means that you're a militant integrationist. That means you're a Black Power American. And if you are a Black Power American and a militant integrationist, it also means that you're a hypocrite. Because if you're not for nationhood, don't try to turn your people into nationalists.
Yeah,
in America, guess what this is called? This is called the open market in America. So if you want to place yourself on the open market, that means you have to compete with Chinese women, Puerto Rican women, Asian women, East Indian women, white girls, all these other exotic women from all over the place. You got to compete with them. So if those other women are coming out ahead of you, then hey, that's just you're just a victim of the open market.
Now, if you want your
don't complain about it, don't cry about it, because you're not a nationalist. You're not for. So you don't want to be a nationalist, but yet you want your men to be nationalists. That doesn't make any sense. And the same thing with the reverse. With these men, you don't want to support nationhood, but then you get mad because your women don't want to support you. So you want your woman to be a nationalist, but you want to be an integrationist.
Bottom line is this. If and you know who discovered this? The Asian males in America. The Asian, except for the Indians got their women on lock. There's to this day, you know how they control their women from birth to.
Very hard to date a East Indian woman.
Yeah, but as far
very hard.
A lot of Asian males who complain that they get no play from their own Chinese women. The Chinese women are like, I'm in America, I'm free.
Yeah, this is America. What the fuck? They expect their women to be national? Listen, when you come to America, this is the open market. That's what this is. This is where other people in other countries come to do trade.
It don't work like that, you know. Some black dude, some white boy is gonna grab your little Asian woman up and marry them, and the white people not a damn thing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So they were brothers. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of. I had this one Liberian brother. It was pretty funny. He said he was getting no play from his sisters out in Philly, right? He was like getting no play, whatever like that, this, that, things. He made a life for himself here in America, right? So he started talking to this girl, this crew girl, and he said he wanted a good old-fashioned Liberian girl, right? This is funny. I'm gonna send you the article when I find it again. I'll say because this was Liberian community. He sent for this girl that he was talking to from back home in Crew Town in Liberia, right? In the Grand Crew County, right? So he sent for her, right? Spent all his money to get her over here, and then after they were supposed to get married, or whatever like that. Then after a month, she started hanging out with people, and she like knew people. And she wouldn't come home and stuff like that, and say thing. And next thing you know, she bounced with some other dude, right? And it appeared to him that she was cute too, man. She was cute too, right? Anyway, they showed her the picture of him. He was bawling, crying. So, I just want me a nice crew girl. And this, that. Well, if you want that nice crew girl, what you do is stay in America for a couple of years, save your money, invest your black ass back in Liberia with all that land, and build something, and then you got your crew girl right there with you. Because if you bring that girl, give that girl a plane ticket, she comes to America, or not anything.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And it should be a wrap. It should be a wrap. Because you went from you want to leave your own country to come to this country, and then you expect your woman to be nationalist for you. Okay.
You want to be a tribalist. You want to practice crew tribalism.
In America.
Okay.
All these people want to do, they want to fit the square peg in the round hole. That's what they want to do, and that's why I put that graphic up. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Omar, you can't have an effective satellite community until you get the nation state.
Right.
So it ain't going to be no effective satellite community into that nation. So I know that the conventional wisdom is the opposite. They say, oh, well, you got to do it here first and then establish. No, because we had about 400 years to do that and we haven't done it. And there's a reason why we haven't done it.
Replica of the main.
Could you imagine how, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Liberia was a nation state. Black Wall Street was a satellite community.
All we had to do was connect the two.
All we had to do was put those two together, and we wouldn't even be having this goddamn conversation right now.
Became the majority in Liberia, right?
V. Owens, peace. What's up? But I'm gonna end this because I'm hungry. But I just want to thank all of y'all for having this Q&A with me. I don't know when I'm gonna get the next benchmark. That'll be 4,000. So that'll probably be another few years from now. But whatever the case, I just hope that if you're not subscribing to me, everybody in this chat room, please click on that link right now. If you haven't already done it, I see a lot of you have, and I appreciate it. But if you haven't clicked on that link, click on it now. Join the BAIO Ning site, the social network. Join the state chapter wherever you live, or a country chapter, whatever country you're in. And find out who lives in the same area as you that's down for land, infrastructure, and nationhood. Narette just put up the link. And I want to thank all of you. And I hope that the person who won, Restless Mind 14 on Twitter, sends me a communication at Holipsism at Gmail so I can get that book to you. And on that note, thank you, Kala.
Thank you, brother.
I'm glad you're not coughing and doing well. And I'll holler at you good people later, all right?
Like I said, I had a cough. I had congestion. I took my medication, like the doctor said, and I'm feeling better.
Kala's good. So I'll holler at you good people later, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. 1.